Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good night. It doesn't matter. Time zones exist. Happy current time. What's up? What is happening? Oh no, I have the fucking thing up wrong. There we go. There we are. What is up? I'm excited. For a couple of reasons. A, new schedule. 6 p.m. every day because I'm too old to be up later than 10 p.m. apparently. It was like a fucking cold snap in terms of like a sleep schedule change. I swear to God. But we're here now. I'm interested to see what kind of conversations we get at this time of day. Because it does matter. People have different like moods and whatever. It's a Friday. It's a drinking night for most people on VR chat. There's a potential for some drunken activities, so be wary. Be wary. Might just stay up until the morning. I mean, respectable, but like, be healthy, mate. Be healthy. Yeah. So. I wanted to go over a couple of things before we go into anything major. Firstly, past couple of streams, we've been going into a little bit more like specific questioning, right? And I feel like that isn't necessarily the best way to go about things. For a number of reasons. Firstly, people, the more like specialized your knowledge, the more I guess room for like disagreement, obviously, right? That isn't the bad part. Disagreement is not the bad part. What is the bad part is like when you're approaching somebody with a more like specific line of questioning. It's like, hey, what's your thoughts on them trans people? What about those thoughts on them femboys, right? That invokes like a lot of very specific things already, like before you've entered the conversation. So I want to keep to more basic. Start with more basic questions, like, okay, so how did you get here? Why do you stay here? How do you think about where we are at right now? Like very basic questions, right? And my hope with that is that as that conversation continues, it puts the ball in the other person's court and sort of allows them to bring the conversation where they want it to go. And I think that's a good idea, but we'll have to see in practice, of course. So yeah, that is the plan. We're gonna go keep the basics, right? If we find something particular that we want to go down, we can. But yeah, that is the meme. A couple things I'm very interested in asking people about. Pertains to like how people like go down like this like rabbit hole. It's like, how do you get to this point, right? That is something that I am particularly interested in. It's like, but of course, we are open books here. We are open books. And Milo Vaith Incorporated. But we save up every month in 2025. I'll be able to get a gaming PC, €40 a month, but it's like 28. It's a 32 gig of RAM, GTX 1080 TV. Oh, nice. Yeah, you should be saving up anyway, man. Jesus. Oh, yeah. Thank God I'm not, Wow, the N-word spam. Immediate N-word spam. Thank God. Yeah, I gotta lock in this year. Otherwise, you're cooked. Probably not. You're probably not cooked. I mean, how old are you now? Like 14, 15? Really, too? Just get yourself a job when you're able to, and you'll be fine. Alrighty. Wait, are we in a European lobby? Shit, no, we're not. Okay. Eh. Money is money, that's all that matters, yeah? I'm trying to figure out what world I want to like hop into, like immediately. I just world hopped a couple of black hats. Nothing too particularly interesting. It's a world hopping time before we find something of value. Reminder, we are keeping it basic, alright? We're a basic question Andy, okay? That is what we are for now. Honestly, probably for a while, unless I'm going to go get into Yeah, I don't know. Before I get too confident, we gotta practice the basics, you know. Alrighty. Yeah, how's your week though, Stefan? How was your week? Buongiorno, but oh shit, my mic is not. Ah, 1 second. My mic isn't properly functioning. Yippee. 1 2 1 2. There we go. What's up? What's up? Alrighty. So I am world hopping right now. I'm trying to like go around, ask people some basic questions. You want to participate? Ah, damn. All right. Well, have a good one, man. Have a good one. Gotta fix my mic. My mic's fucked. Some of the blurb shit might not work then. Ah, that's tragic. That's actually tragic. Blurb stuff isn't working. I just gotta approach people though. That is the meme. That is the meme. We got it. We got it. Oh. Oh, hi. A great question. Jesus. Okay. I accidentally joined one of my friends. Oh, yeah. Quite the interesting scene down there. Bonjour, bonjour. Are you there? Are you at your PC or a headset? Oh. I don't think they are, unfortunate. Alright. Bro has a mic from. Alright. So this is taking forever. I'm having a skill issue. You'll get better. You'll get better. God damn, man. What the fuck is that username? I don't have a mute button. Tragic. Might hear some smacking noises. Excuse me, you guys have a minute. Alrighty. I'm going around, world happen. Would you like to answer some questions? Right. So, give me 1 second. Alrighty. So, what got you into VR chat? Like, how did you discover the game? What is your VR chat origin story? Anybody can answer. James too, okay. Was it those like the VR chat in a nutshell videos or whatever? Oh, that's sicko. Yeah, I can't see your thing because of the streamer mode. I can't see your messages. I'm sorry. Oh shit. Like, so you guys like watched it like a piece of content or something of that nature, and then just like, all right, cool. That was like the mindset, like in going in initially, I guess. You might have to be a translator for them. Okay.
I opened it like before Christmas, cause why not? It's my gift.
Fair enough.
And I played. Yeah, I got this VR like not even a week ago, so I'm really new.
Oh shit. Okay, that's good shit. Okay.
Mhm.
So what was like the first time experience for VR chat for you like then? Like I presume you're on like desktop mode or something. What was that like first time like for you?
I'm on MetaQuest, so it was definitely like a very new experience. Like I was like I didn't feel like I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and this fucking headset was hurting my forehead. So it was like yeah, it was a weird but cool. I thought it was really cool. I was really excited to play.
Yeah, did anything like crazy happen, or is like what had you very overwhelmed?
Nothing crazy really happened. The first thing I walked into was Black Cat, and I heard someone yelling the N word with the hard R like 5 times. That was definitely a welcome.
Oh yeah, the N-word spam, the classic of the Black Hat, right?
Definitely.
So, I'm sort of curious then. So, you've been on this game for about like a week, maybe 2 weeks then. How do you think about VR as like a space then?
I mean, in certain places it can be really friendly, and some are just like full of drama or problematic kind of, but if you are social, even if you aren't social, because when I was new, I got like tons of help from him. Like I just asked where I could find skins and stuff. That's the first thing I wanted to do was find skins, and he helped me a lot. He was like my first friend on here.
Okay, so like I guess a better way of wording it would be like, how do you like interact with VR? Like, how do you see it, right? Like, obviously, it's like a social thing, right? But in what
like
capacity?
VR chat or a VR?
VR chat.
VR chat's like
Take your time. I got all day.
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely like an experience. It's fun. Yeah.
Oh, your mic's very quiet.
You're kind of quiet.
Hey,
Jade, we can barely hear you. Hello? Hi.
Bonjour, bonjour,
Hello.
bonjour.
Hi.
I don't know. It's just like you can do a lot here, and it's really fun to just like hang out with people in like a virtual space. I've met a lot of like really cool people here.
Okay, whatever. I need to figure out how to ask this question. Like, cause like
Yeah, I guess
they're answering the why. They're not
It's just
answering the
like-
how or the where.
you get to do a lot of things that you can't really do
I
in
understand.
real
That
life,
makes sense.
and it's just like, yeah.
Like, if you struggle to make friends in real life, this is definitely like the best place to try and be more social.
So, would you say would be a fair assessment to say that, like, VR for you would be like an explicitly like a social space almost? Like your only reason you're getting on here is like to socialize, right?
Well, yeah. I think that's kind of like the point of the game.
Okay. And what do you say to
Oh,
people
shit,
that
it's
are,
Fluffy.
who
What's
do
good,
like
Fluffy?
sleeping in the game or just like chill out stuff, or even do other stuff like
What up,
concerts
big
or
homie?
stuff like that?
I thought it was a girl.
Sorry, I can't hear you because
Oh.
that guy was talking. What did you say?
Okay. So, what do you have to
I'm
say
sorry.
for people who do stuff that are just outside of like social like things? Like think like concert, think like art, think like sleeping in VR. Like, what do you have to say to that?
That's I mean that's like I haven't tried sleeping on VR because it's kind of like uncomfortable. I tried it, but like I couldn't because it's like it's uncomfortable. I can't sleep with the VR on. But I mean I've done drawing on here and people who sleep on VR. I mean that's just their thing, and I think it's like whatever.
Yeah, but you said that like that it's like a very social experience, right? However, like we can like point to things.
It contradicts.
You can point to things that are like not necessarily that. Maybe that is for you, and that's fine. But I'm sort of curious, like how does that like factor into things for you in your head?
I'm a little bit like dumb.
Take your time.
Say
I can
that.
reword it if you want. Anything you need.
Could you reword it? Yeah.
Okay, so I was asking like how you interact for the VR chat, and your answer roughly was it's a explicitly social experience. The game is for socialization, and all right, we went down that road, and I'm providing like sort of like a counter now, which would be people who don't exclusively do social things. Like there's some edge cases. Like I gave a couple examples: sleeping in VR, concerts and art, exclusively made within VR. Like, how does that factor into your understanding? Is the question. Like, how do you incorporate that into your understanding?
Like an opinion? Are you asking for my opinion on it?
I guess, yeah.
It's whatever. Yeah, that's.
I mean, I'm partially
cool.
asking for an opinion, but I'm more so asking, like, if these things are real, like, how does that like affect your current view of things?
I mean, VR is just
it
like a
doesn't?
medium for people to create what they want to. So I feel
I
like
think it's
you should
cool that
just
people
let them
can do things, do other things than socialize, and it's cool to see how creative people can get. Mhm.
Okay, that's fair.
Mhm.
Do you have anything else, like a question or like final statements? Because I don't have many other questions for you, unless you want to get into like the weeds on some like really more like deep diving
What up,
like VR
Hutch?
chat stuff.
I mean, VR chat's fairly simplified.
I'm good.
Okay,
I
well,
don't really have any questions.
have a lovely night. Yeah. Okay. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Yeah. So. Yeah, Mike. Fuck. It's curious. It's very curious. Also, hi, Dabsolute. Very, very funny, man. Based, honestly. it's interesting, right? Because like my goal, right? My goal going into these conversations, I need to be very upfront with this, is that I want to like plant seeds of critical thought and plant seeds of like, how do I know this to be true? Like what's like, not like even sources. It's just like, how does this logical statement bore through? Or how did I obtain this piece of thing? And like the trouble that I'm running into, at least the trouble I was rubbing into, yeah, with that conversation specifically, is the how, why, where. Those statements are, I think they're good. I think they're very engaging, as in anybody can engage with them. The problem is, it's like, at least this is a completely from my end of the spectrum, that it is going to be, what's the word? Very like difficult to move off of a, I guess I want to say idealistic thing, like PR answer, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to describe it, because I've right, it's like the safe answer, I guess, would be the way I describe it, because people obviously don't know who I am, so they have no reason to give like honest answers, right? And it's very hard to like point out. It's like, oh, this is like something it's more like, okay, if people aren't really sure what is going to be happening in this conversation, so I need to find a better way to do that. That's entirely on me. Yo, hi Jade. What questions have I been asking? Right now, for today, it's been did you get into VR chat? Why are you staying? And what is your thoughts on VR chat as a like space? I might like depersonalize the how question. Is like the depersonalize the how question, which would be, how do you think people get into this game, or instead of how did you get into this game? You know, that would be the. Yeah, anytime, Jade. Anytime. I have fun. I have fun with stuff like this. It's really fun. I hope you didn't feel too pressured. I really do. I really do. All right, bro. My model is spazzing out 24/7. Love it. No, you're all good. You're all good. Bonjour, bonjour. Yeah, current time. How are you doing this current time? All right. I am world hopping, asking people various questions on things. Would you like to participate?
Information alone is not enough. We also need the meaning of that information.
I'm world hopping, asking people questions. Would you like to participate? Was I have them muted? I don't know why. I don't have them muted. You can add. Oh, that's why. Alright, so I also need to let you know I am streaming. Are you comfortable with being streamed? You're not audible or visible right now. Twitch.tv and YouTube. How? Okay. Alright. There's very little off. Okay. Should be fine. It should be fine. Alrighty. Let's get into the brass tacks, okay?
Oh, true. True. No, wait, no. Wait, no. They can't do anything. Okay, you can have us revealed because technically it's not you. Sorry, you could reveal us.
I know.
Because I'm just thinking of the way they're fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, you're different story.
Yeah.
All right, so hit me with it, Doc.
Okay, so
what are these questions?
How do you think people get into VR chat? Like, what brings them into the game?
Memes, probably. Some of the silly memes that Like, I think one guy, what's his name? Rafflegator? I think he's another content creator. I know I see some of his videos.
Oh my god.
And some of the old, like, memes where it's like, who is it? Somebody was teaching somebody, or, like a Japanese lady, like, English.
Yeah.
Oh, have a good country! Nice, 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 nice!
So like memes and like specific content creators would be your answer to that.
I would say
Pretty
so,
much.
yeah, probably that. Or just sheer boredom. Oh.
Okay, so
That, or they hear from one of their friends who plays it.
word of mouth. Okay. Okay, so I'm sort of curious then. What is your guys' opinion on like the VR chat content space right now? Oh boy, we've
Okay.
touched something. We're getting touchy territory quite fast. Okay.
But
I don't-
this. Yeah.
I
You want me
don't-
to do this one? You want me to do this
Yeah,
one?
you.
Me and this one have been playing this game for a long time, and we've learned two things. One, either people are really nice, or, pardon me, they're dickheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no in between. It is one or the other. And when it comes to the content side of VR chat, 70 to 80% of those people are just cunts.
Okay, so people like, are
Yeah.
you saying the people who watch it or the people who create it?
Create it.
All right. Gotcha. So like most creators are like cunt. Have you interacted with many of them, or like what led you to that belief?
I've been in multiple different communities. I personally am an admin for a content creator who's one of good ones.
What are the good
I
ones?
help run
Oh,
his
boy.
Discord server. I help run his Discord server and everything. But he's not one of the ones who get into the club scene or anything like that. He's there to literally just make people laugh and smile. Whereas a lot of these content creators are just there for the popularity, just there for the fame, just there so they can, rub it in other people's faces and shit like that.
Okay, so you said something about the club scene. Do you have like a gripe with the club scene, or what's the problem with there? With dabbling in that
It
scene?
depends. It depends on which clubs you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, we got all day.
A lot more specific with that one.
You've. Oh boy. Which ones?
okay. Yeah, because you talking about the drinking ones, you talking about the dancing ones, you talking
I mean,
about
you
the
brought it
social
up, so
ones.
I was sort of curious, like what you meant by that.
Like I said,
Well, I mean, like one of the groups that used to be pretty popular was shit like Drunken Spartans, or right now I don't want to call it a rising star, but the can't say his name, but I'll say the abbreviation TFUS, TFUS. Anyways,
yeah.
they used to be some pretty cool groups, but prime example, Drunken Spartans, the admins, if you have any of the same armor, like any of the same pieces, and then one of the head staff sees it, they'll be like, you need to change that. You need to change your Spartan. You look too much like me.
Very self-centered pricks.
Yeah.
It started out pretty good. Like it was a group a lot of people would go to, hang out with, chill with, all that kind of stuff, and they would just end up.
I would say the change.
And
I would say the changing of the guard definitely didn't help. Where like old
Yeah.
people got
Couple questions.
tired, new people moved in, and then
And that could be
People
said for
kinda
the-
treat it like
the,
Second
the
Life.
dance. Yeah, and it
Oh.
could be the same thing said with the dancing club scene. A lot of the clubs back in the day used to be really fun to chill at, nice to go to, interact with people, see people show off, things like that.
I doubt
Nowadays,
it's
it's
that
just
different.
a place for people to meet up and do undesirable things, And
Yeah, you're
one
saying
free
stuff like
shipwreck.
back in the day and stuff like this. It's like I I struggle to see what's
2-3 years
meaningfully
ago.
different.
2-3 years ago.
What's meaningfully different from 3 years ago from now, other than just debauchery increasing?
Debauchery is definitely increasing. A lot of the older, like, founding members or whatnot, people that used to be there at the start and ended up handing off shit, switching, as I said, changing of the guard.
Do you just not like the new people then?
It's not just the new people, it's how they do things and what they do with that power they were given.
Okay, I noticed you said something specifically about, like, sort of like, oh, you look too much like me. Can you please change, like, this, like, sort of textbook case of, like, power abusing?
I got it.
So...
Hold on. Let me swap my...
Do you have a...
Yeah, what...
Do you have a funny...
What do you think causes that? Like, a sense of, like, alright, I am the authority. I can't abuse this power, right? What do you think causes that?
So, what causes that? Having what's called an ego. When you start getting that ego, because when people start, like, listening to what you say, when people start looking up to you and things like that, and you get this idea in your head that you're better than other people because of the people around you looking up to you like you're some idol. And most people can't take that information, can't take that kind of shit and been like, oh, hey, that's cool. No, it's, oh, now that I'm in this position of power, I have these followers, I can just abuse it. But what we were saying about armor is, like, this is my Spartan. This is custom made by me. I put it together, did all the textures for it and everything.
Okay.
There were people, admin, things like it, who would see, armor like this and be like, hey, that looks too much like this person's, or that, has this piece of armor or whatever, like this helmet. Not a lot of people use it, but for some of the people who do, for some of the people who did, it would be selective to them. Or the shoulder piece, it's a really commonly used shoulder piece. I like the shoulder piece because it's nice. But if they saw you with it, hey, you need to change that. No. And they would come up with these stupid reasonings.
Do you think people, like, have a sense of, like, ownership of, like, avatars?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, it really depends on if they make it themselves or not,
Yeah, but you said something specifically. It's like these specific parts, like this guy's specific avatars. Like, people are, like, associated by avatar, right?
Yeah, so no one deserves to have ownership over one simple thing. Especially considering
I agree.
90% of avatars in VR chat are what's called kit bashed.
Yeah.
No, there's very few people who actually make their own assets and do their own shit. So,
What about
my Spartan, I made it, but I didn't make the assets for it. It's all kit bash thing. The only thing I made personally is the texture for it.
Fair enough, okay.
Now, did I take pieces of it and move them around and put them in certain spots and add them like they're not usually there? Of course. That's a part of kit bashing. But even e-girls and e-boys and stuff like that, those are just kit bashed. Only the asset creators of the assets used for those models are actually people creating their own stuff.
Okay.
Those people have a right to say, oh, you don't deserve to have that because you either, one, didn't pay for it or something like that.
Okay, I understand. So, going out, I sort of want to build it on this, like, idea of ego. You said it's like, alright, people are looking up to me as, like, this sort of, like, idol, right? Not me specifically, I'm saying, like, whoever speaking it from the perspective.
No, I understand, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yes, it's built an ego, but I don't see how that then translates into abusive actions. What I mean by abusive actions is, like, overstepping a moderation, like, privilege.
Okay. That kind of steps into some territory where it gets controversial. Because
my favorite. Let's go.
Think of it like the government. Think of it that way.
Okay.
Government has all this power, stuff like it. There are people, no offense, who like Trump and don't like Trump and things like that. He got elected as president. Oh fucking well. You know what I mean? But for those people who support those people and become these activists and things like it, where they have all these followers and everything. Anyway, they start getting these followers and everything, and they think they're above the law or above others. It's
Are you specifically talking about content creators right now? I just need to like level that out.
Anybody. That's just towards anybody. I'm not even gonna lie, I used to have an ego back in the day, because I used to be in the club scene and all that other shit, where I would, act, I stopped doing that because I realized how much of a fucking dickhead I was. I don't like it anymore.
Okay.
But
you were saying
point
you're
is,
making you're making like a connection with the government here. I feel like there's, I don't know, I'm not clicking with it exactly, because like when I think of like somebody like moderating a VR chat lobby, I don't think of that as like, all right, there's a certain set of things I can do in like a governmental building, right?
Well, yeah, there's certain sets of rules for lobbies. Like, there's certain sets of rules for lobbies. Like, some clubs and stuff, when you go into those lobbies, you're not allowed to say racist terms or stuff like that. That's just normal rules. Those are understandable to be enforced. But it's when you take things that aren't written down and stuff like that, which they have no control over, like a personal avatar that you put together and made, and they come up and tell you, hey, you don't deserve to wear that, or you don't belong in that.
How often do you think that happens? Like these like shows of like moderation abuse. There we go. Third time's a charm.
Okay, that specific thing, or just moderation abuse in general?
In general, I don't care. Like the avatar thing was just an example for the broader point.
I mean,
all the time.
It really it really depends, because you could piss somebody off just saying the wrong thing. And I know some people definitely have a hair trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Friend of ours, he knows who I'm talking about. A friend of ours got banned by a mass report bot, which literally all it is this bot has control over blah, 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 set amount of accounts, and all it does is it mass reports. The reason why they had that happen is they pissed off the wrong person. They go crying to one of their friends who owns that bot, and that account gets mass reported. And VRChat kind of sucks with their regulations and their TOS control. So if they see an account that gets, 2,500 reports or something in a day, they don't investigate it like, oh, that might be a little weird. They just see that amount of reports and they go, perm banned.
Yeah, okay. So that doesn't really answer the question. You said yeah, it happens a lot. Could you qualify that more? It's like, when you say a lot, what exactly do you mean by that?
Do you want an actual statistic, or are you just because I couldn't give you an actual number?
Closest you can get to an actual number. I don't think we actually have the numbers, but based off of your experience, etc., etc.
I don't think I could actually give you a number, because I've seen it happen. We lobby hop a lot. Pardon me.
I need him to stake something.
We lobby hop a lot.
He's not staking.
I've seen it happen 20 times in a day. I've seen it happen no times in a day. But I can't give you
I understand what you're saying,
but
for it. Yeah, but you seem to have a pretty high confidence in saying, oh yeah, it happens a lot. So I'm asking, but what's the percentage here? Roughly. I'm not asking for specifics. I'm just vibes based right now.
What, 40% of lobbies?
I would say 40 to 50%, because think of all the people that go to the Sunset Bar. Sunset Bar is the big one I can think of automatically off the top of my gourd. That if somebody comes in, now there's understandable reasons oh, it's a kid, just just fucking
boot him. It's an 18 plus.
Kick him out of there,
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But then there are some people I can just be just getting in someone's personal bubble.
What are you doing? You're in my bubble.
And then you get kicked. Which
Okay.
you don't need to kick somebody because this game offers you two things. It's called a block button and a mute button. If
Yeah.
you really don't care about somebody, you can block them or you can mute them. But no, they take it to an extreme, and that's where we... But so, I would agree with him,
That's
40 to 50% of lobbies.
So
Depending
what do you
on the
think
map,
is, like,
depending on
the-
where it's at.
What is the upper limit of like moderation you'd be like willing to say, all right, this isn't moderation abuse, but it's like so close on the line that it basically, like, what is the limit there?
Holding your rules to an extreme, even though you know your crowd. So, like, say you're hosting a bar or something, and you know the people you have there are drunk, and they will make choices, you know, a little stupid because of, you know, alcohol. The upper echelon limit for me would be taking those rules for drunk people to an extreme.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a rule set, follow them, of course. But if you've got a couple people, you know, that are drunk as shit, don't just immediately go up and, hey, you broke this rule, kick them. Be like, hey, man, reel it back a little bit, calm down a bit. Because if you walk up and treat somebody, even while they're drunk, like a normal person, they can listen to you. It's not that hard.
Yeah, fair enough.
Depends on how belligerent they are.
Yeah, of
Belligerent
course.
drinks are always the fun ones. What do you mean?
Hey.
Yeah.
And it is, like I said, it is what it is. It's situational, but from personal experience, both me and him can guarantee it happens a lot.
Okay.
It happens
yeah.
a lot.
So I guess I'm just gonna move forward here then. Why do you guys think people stay in VRChat? Like, what keeps them here? It's like, obviously there's some draws, like word of mouth, like content being made about it, which we've
It's a
explored
social
little bit.
game.
Yeah, but
They
why-
build a life here.
I
They
see.
build sociality. They come here. They meet people who they enjoy hanging out with. I've known this dude for what, 2 years now? I'd say. Yeah, I've known him for like 2 years. He's one of my best friends. You create friendships. You create a life outside of your real one, and that's what keeps people there. Obviously, there are other people who stay in this game for other reasons. I mean, look at the guys who, you know, stream. They make a living off of it.
Yeah. I would probably say the same thing. You build a social life in here, and sometimes it translates outside. You know, playing, like, I don't know, whatever games you guys might have in common, or potentially meet up and, you know, do.
Yeah, I've met a few of the idiots that I've, you know, become real good friends with in
Hell
real
yeah,
life.
Okay. So I'm sort of curious here, because you said something. Oh yeah, people like to treat this game like a second life, but now you're saying, all right, they are building a life here, and they are building the. I feel like that we can both agree that this is happening. But what about treating it like a second life is necessarily bad?
Not
when you
necessarily.
see, that's where you've got that fine line. You can treat it like a second life, have your own life here, make your own friends outside of the real one. But when you start making this your whole life, your whole goal, where, like, there are people who have, like, don't get me wrong, I have thousands of hours in this game, but I also work IRL. I do my job. I am a federal correctional officer IRL. That's what I do for a living. That is my main focus. I come on after work and enjoy myself on this game. I do. But there are people who make this... Pardon me again.
Jesus.
Damn, I'm burping a lot today.
You.
God,
Oh,
there
big one.
are...
Damn.
Oh, yeah. There are a lot of people who make this game everything to them. That is when it gets to a point where it's just... Ugh.
Well, that's where you see some of the memes of or memes or videos of people, like on TikTok. I know I see them on TikTok. You'll see them just somebody essentially in the corner, just kind of people watching, and they're like,
Oh, well, this one This one girl, I was trying to talk to her, and she blocked me immediately. Oh, I've been rejected 32 times by people.
Those are the people. You're like.
It goes like to the whole thing of like.
Do you think those like kind of people who are like very like socially inept are necessarily like more likely to be like sucked in and trapped into like VR chat?
Well, to be more.
It would be the.
Yeah.
I think yeah. I would say people that really don't have
because you don't
a social life on the outside.
Yeah, those people. No offense to people. Like I don't think of myself as the best looking dude, but to the people who are out there.
Oh no, you ugly as hell.
I know, brother. I know I'm an ugly motherfucker, but there are a lot of people.
Some girls like it that way. What's up?
I guess. I don't know. Anyway, there are a lot of people out there who, aren't the best looking, but when you get on this, it's not like you can see my actual face. I have a full goatee. You don't fucking know that.
You're in a giant mixie, bro. That's like, manly as fuck. What do you mean?
But
loaded with the swells. Yes.
But yeah, no, that like it's that situation of I'm not the best looking, but in here I could be this thin-waisted e-girl with the fat tits and big ass, and I can have all these dudes who are like.
Alright, can you though specifically?
Yeah.
Like just be on mute 24/7, just like type in the chat box.
Usually.
No.
I'm good.
Holy shit. Rogue tube.
Oh shit.
No, specifically there was one there is someone I know that did exactly that and would essentially be like the mute, just constantly right by whoever's side, and yeah, I think she ended up making I don't know like fucking $500 just because oh, she's giving me attention, but literally didn't even say a peep. Just set up an
Never opened.
And there are
never
also
clicked the mic
guys-
button. Gotcha.
Like my name, the way it is. I don't know if you have names enabled or not. I don't really give a fuck if you show mine. But yeah, mango's it doesn't signify male or female. It's just a fucking fruit.
Or a very sweaty melee
girl.
player.
Anyway, that hurt. That hurt the soul.
Wait, are you actually a melee player? Oh no, I'm sorry.
Anyway, I could set up my profile to where it looks like I'm a chick, and I can go be mute. And because there are people who just want attention,
yeah,
I could like he said, I could make like $500 to $1,000 in like a week just by offering, hey, give me $20. I'll be here for an hour with you. There are people who do that.
Yeah, I've seen
hey,
like
get your money up, not your funny up. I don't give a fuck. Do what you got to. You just think
like. Do you think that would be like a sort of like prostitution?
Or
close to it.
Thing. That is very much a thing.
Yeah, but what you guys are describing is that like close to it, or is it something different?
It's borderline because there are people that will literally just sell like, oh hey,
yeah, man.
And you said the one I did was bad. Look at that shit.
You about threw up. Okay. But yeah, no, there are people that will literally like their entire bio will be like prices and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Oh, an hour of attention, $5. Here's my cash.
Add in the pie shock shit and the love end shit and all that other creepy ass fucking bullshit.
Bro, I got a pie shock, but it's not for that weird shit, dog.
Yeah, no. There's a chick that I used to know. Her entire bio was control my love ends link for an hour for $100. Control my pie shock for this for da da da, and it was just blatantly open. But I'm gonna tell you this. She made bank.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
some
no, that's how you
weirdos
get
who'll
money,
pay for it,
bro.
but damn.
That's how you get money, man.
They.
So, all right, do you have any
but
final
that-
questions or thoughts before I go on my merry way then?
People
No,
like
that's
that.
Oh,
Bitch, I have
Hey,
a final thought. That's what I have to say.
I gotta. Hey,
Let
I
me
gotta
say
go.
this.
oh, I was
Right now.
talking about those.
I gotta go.
Oh.
I gotta go to
Bitch,
my
you sound dust.
Gal
You
had
sound
him.
like you smoke a pack cigarette.
Nice
a
meeting you.
day.
Yes, have a good.
gotta
Yes,
go.
have a good one,
I
man.
gotta.
Don't die. Do not die. You sound like you're on the verge of it.
No, we'll be fine.
Got you. Oi, I think that was better. But it was better in the way that, like, it was sort of hard to get them to, like, stake things. What I mean by that is, like, for specifically the moderation abuse, right? I asked them, all right, how serious of a problem do you think that is, right? And then we go from there, right? It's very hard to concretely, like, say, no, you're wrong about it, like, thing, or like, I need to be like, my role in this like conversation, right? Ask basic questions to lead into a more, like, and try to get them to stake beliefs, right? And from there, I want to be able to provide counters. Even if those counters aren't the best, I want to be able to provide counters. It's like, okay, moderation boost. You think it's 50%? Alright, so I tried, like my goal in talking about that is, like, try to get it into words so they have at least an understanding, right? They probably already have this understanding, maybe just don't talk about it a lot, which is, I think they do have this understanding, I should be clear. But try to get it into words in the conversation. And then which I think I did that part pretty well in that conversation. It's like, all right, how serious of a problem? Where do you think this problem comes from, et cetera, et cetera? Those are strong questions. Very strong questions, I feel. I feel like where it might be... like, what was difficult about that conversation for me, anyway, is because trying to, like, relate it all back to, like, the pinpoint of, like, the broader thing, because they wanted to, like, get into, like, hyper-specific things that just mean nothing, right? Which is something I noticed pretty early on. And I don't know how to deal with that effectively. Because as I said, I want to get them to stake up beliefs so I can do counter arguments. Now, like, the meme way of doing it is, like, saying a belief and, like, putting that on a spectrum and then going back and forth, right? Which I've done before. I just don't feel like it's as engaging of a way to do things. Or a natural feeling to that party at all. Or people watching. I think it's just better overall. Yes, I'm gonna world hop now. Fucking furry hangout, fuck it. Like, I really wanted to get, like, I want to dig deeper into the moderation abuse topic because I think it's really, really interesting. I think it's one of those topics that are, how do I word this? It's very tenuous at best. Basically, what it constitutes it. What is your, like, limits of what is and what's not? If you were in the place of that moderator, like, would you do the same? Like, these are questions that come to my mind, right? It's something that I feel like you can't, like, adequately fight against outside of just, I guess, advocacy or, like, knowledge, like, wider knowledge. If that makes any sense whatsoever. because with like groups specifically, right? It's like, all right, any group could be there for any reason. This is true, but we can also say, okay, some groups can conduct themselves in a way that aren't up to scratch for like your average VR chat player. It's like, fuck all the moderation, like staff drama. Who cares? Like how like in lobby experience. There is some things that are just like no bueno. And like outlining that as like a thing, I think is very important. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. But they did say something pretty. They said something really like quaint there. It's like, all right, people like will walk up to you and like ask you to change things just because they have the power to do such a thing, right? For example, the avatar thing. It's like, all right, it's like, hey, this avatar is associated with another human. Can you change it, please? Right? There's nothing wrong with that request per se, but like the expectation is the problem. Like if that's from like a moderator who will kick you if you don't do it otherwise, it's pretty fucked. And I guess other like situations can be applied for this kind of thing too. Like that is a pretty hyper specific scenario. Let's say you're just like chilling, maybe making like some jokes with some people, right? And let's say there is like a rule in the group. It's like, hey, this is a strictly serious zone, right? But if you make like a one small joke, it would be like, oh yeah, you're gone. No joke in here, bud. That's like a hypothetical, but it gets the point across. I don't know. It's like stuff like that. It's like I feel like that stuff isn't as big of. I don't know how to describe this. I really don't. I'm trying my best. People talk a lot about like the woes of VR chat group publics and groups in general. They talk about the woes of it a lot. Like, they always say, all right, hey, I always get kicked for fucking crazy no reason, right? But, like, most of the times it could be either explained two ways. So, like, hey, one, you were just being an ass and they just didn't want to explain that to you. Or B, some genuinely, like, cringe, like, rule in the books, right? That the moderator is just acting upon. And I don't think I can say in like good conscience that it's that high of a percentage. 50% is crazy to me. I don't think that's true. I feel like if somebody is like genuinely like engaging in a honest, like just social experience, they might experience that maybe 10, 15. If I'm going to stake anything. I'm changing that song. It's way too much. It's interesting. It's very interesting to talk about it, Phil. Because I had a couple of conversations last stream about this as well. Like, specifically the role of, like, a group. And the advantages of, like, groups and for, like, the general player base, etc., etc. All good champion. Hell yeah. Hi. Hello, Jan. I'm just deliberating the conversation we just had. It was pretty enjoyable, if I do say so myself. What combo? So it was a conversation with two guys, Marine, Space Marine avatars, whatever. Basically, when we went down the line of just like, what is the role of like group publics? How prevalent is like moderator abuse? And do you think like it's all started from content creation? Actually, it's like they said, all right, most content creators are assholes, because they have like this ego, right? And some of them are right, but the people that go engage in like the club scene, then I asked about the club scene, right? That's what led up to that, and we're just sort of like deliberating that, I guess, topic. I think the topic is really fucking interesting. Like, duo with the Muda. Right. Because I felt very dissatisfied with how I argued against, because I don't feel it's as strong. I really don't. And I'm just like, because they're saying, all right, an ego builds up with people who have people looking up to them. That's true. But that doesn't necessarily equate to more, like, moderating abuses, was the claim I made, right? I feel like I needed to, like, get them to stick on that. Because they didn't. They just sort of went on. It's like, all right, but it's still really prevalent, though. Right? That was their counter, I guess. And the entire reason I, like, brought it up is because, like, all right, I don't think it is that, like, common. The problem with that... What is this? Context, brother. Explanation context. It's a great command. A wonderful command. If this isn't your thing, it's not your thing, man. It's alright. I understand, don't worry. I hope I'm not being too, like, schizophrenic with this, though. Like, I'm gonna world hop around the Black Cat a little bit, see if I can get something going. I want to talk, as much as I want to talk more about groups, it's probably not a good idea. I'm sort of circling the drain on it a little bit, so I'm gonna move on. All right. Not seeing anybody else. There's like a group going to audience anarchy. Unfortunate. It might take like maybe 4 or 5 minutes to actually get into a proper conversation. We'll see. Not gonna be instant. So yeah. If you were just hopping into the stream, what happens? I'm world hopping right now, and what's gonna happen is I'm gonna ask them questions. Are you okay with that? I'm gonna ask them if they want to be streamed. We're gonna switch over to our main view, and yeah, that's how things go. But I need to be able to find the conversation first. So we have this the awkward stage. I like to call it. It's very awkward. Oh boy. Excuse me. Vic. Do you have a microphone? Got a microphone, pal. Are you there? Alright, give me 1 second. Alright, so I'm world hopping, asking people questions. Would you like to participate? Alright, perfect. I am streaming right now. Are you okay with being streamed? You're not audible or visible right now.
No problem.
Perfect. So I'm just going to get into the bunch of it then. How do you think people, like, get into VR chat?
Word of mouth. People's friends, like other people's friends play it. Yeah, other people's friends play it, and they're like, "Oh, this is cool. I want to try it." That's how I got into it. So.
Okay. Do you think that's like the only way, or is there like some other major ways, or is that like the brunt of it? Like,
I mean,
the main reason.
Social media too. Yeah, those two reasons I would say.
Okay. So, I guess then. Why do you think they stay then, right? So you said word of mouth, other people's play it, right? So now they've entered the game for first experience. Why do they stay? In your opinion?
Interesting people, like finding cool people to talk to. Honestly, yeah. That's what I would say.
Finding cool people. Okay. When you say interesting people, what do you mean?
People with the same interests, good personalities, you know, people who can actually like talk, like to socialize, basically, just to socialize.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you think VR chat can be addictive?
Yeah. Definitely.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, the statistics alone, a lot of people have like over thousands and thousands of hours into the game. Like, it's just kind of apparent. You know what I mean? It's easy to get lost into the game.
Alright. Why do you think that is? Why do you think people, like, have that many hours? Like you said, people have thousands of hours. I'm one of those people, if we don't talk about that.
Very good. Damn, I don't know.
Yeah, take your time.
A comfortability factor. Comfortability factor, you know? Some people just, you know, after a long day of work, they don't want to go out, you know, it's too strenuous, so they hop on here and socialize with people. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more, like, convenient?
Yeah, convenience, yeah.
Okay. I
Mhm.
think I agree with you for the most part. I mean, for like, it could also be the case that like somebody could like get like entranced in VR and be like, all right, hey, I have this friend here, you know, like those people are also addicted, right? It's like at some point it becomes like a feedback loop of like people who just play the game more and more and more, right? Do you agree or disagree with that, like, sentiment?
I disagree.
that happens
Oh
a
no,
lot?
I agree. My bad. I agree.
I heard a
Yeah, I
gay
agree.
person from a mile away. Are one of you guys gay?
No.
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does.
Actually, wait, yeah. My bad. Yeah,
I knew I heard it.
Anyway.
That's crazy. Anyway, block.
Yeah. Okay. So you do
Cool.
agree with that, like, sentiment. Give me a moment.
You're good.
How did you land on the belief that it's like this like comfortability or like people like in these like circles that are already addicted? Like what led you to that belief?
Well, for the comfortability aspect, I think it's people who have like, let's say like mental disorders, right? Let's say like anxiety, for a very broad example. Some people have a hard time being social in real life, and on a game like this, you can kind of like, I'm a cat, you know, you can be anything, and you can like kind of be yourself without getting judged and no repercussions. I guess I don't know how to like phrase that, but that's the comfortability aspect of it. The what was the other aspect you asked me about?
The like circles that are already addicted, basically just reinforcing an addiction. You seem to agree with that assessment as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically. You know, it's people get comfortable and they're like, oh, why do I have to go outside when I can be a cat in VR all the time? You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like shit like that.
Do you think people should be like truthful on VR about themselves, or is there like no
Absolutely.
obligations to that?
In the broad thing we call life, there is no like responsibility to. You can be anyone you want, like, yeah, but in my morals, I'm honest to everybody. I tell everybody, like, not like, you know, my super personal information, but like I tell them things that like are truthful. Like, I'm truthful about who I am.
So like what stops me from getting in a more like e-thought avatar and then like getting on my full body tracking and like cuddling for like money, for example, or just cuddling for like attention? Like, Say it was just like
I don't
this
care.
300-pound dude, right? What would stop me from doing that?
I mean, not morals, but like, I don't know, just saying, hey, I don't want to do that. Like me personally, I would never do that. Like me personally,
Yeah, you
like,
wouldn't.
whatever,
But what would
if
stop
you
me?
want to- Nothing.
Okay.
Do absolutely nothing. If you want to do it.
So there is no obligation then to like be a certain way or be truthful then.
No. I mean, I guess not. No.
I mean, you seem pretty like hard stuck on that. Like what changed?
What do you mean?
But you said like,
'cause, like,
these are my morals, right?
Because like well, I'm speaking for me personally. Like me personally, there's like I am very true to who I am, even on the game. But not everybody is me. Not everybody has that same.
Yeah. Do you think
like,
everybody
some-
should
okay.
be truthful? Is like I guess the question, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm
everyone
asking
should be
odds.
truthful,
I'm
in my
asking
opinion,
odds,
yeah.
not like, oh yeah, theoretically I can just do this. I can just do this. There is
Yeah,
technically nothing
yeah.
stopping me. You are right when you say that. But like, notice what happened there. It's like you were like saying something that was very like morally loaded, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I'm giving you an example that is purely just like more like
Hypothetical.
in the real world, I guess. You sort of like stepped off that moral thing, which
Well, it's like because I can't speak for other people's morals and what other people do. You know what I mean? Like you may view it. You may think that is perfectly fine. Like I'm not saying you're a 300-pound man who does that, but like let's
oh
say
yeah,
you were.
I'm morbidly
in your head,
obese.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. No judgment. I said Avatar. I'm not gonna Anyways, yeah, like sorry, I got sidetracked with that guy.
Good.
I can just tell. Hold on.
You always knew the way to
Anyways, can you repeat the question again?
So I was making a statement of like you seem to be very like wishy-washy, right? In terms of like where you're applying your morals, right?
Mhm.
I'm not saying
Mhm.
that's a bad thing. I'm not making any morally loaded like claims with that.
Well, no.
I'm asking like why are you doing
my
that?
morals, because my morals are my morals themselves. You know what I mean? I can't
Yeah.
force.
Do you
my
think they
opinion
cannot apply to
morals
any
on
other
other
human?
people. Well, they can, but not every human is the same. You know what I mean? Just because I don't dress in an e-girl avatar and go cuddle somebody, doesn't mean somebody else won't. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
the thing we
so-
call life. We have.
Yeah,
the
so I
freedom
could
of-
like murder somebody, and I feel like most people would say murder is bad, right?
Of course, but there's some people
Yeah.
who like are sociopaths.
Yeah,
who
some
don't
people think
feel that, you
like
know what I mean?
murder is fucking cool, but we don't like give them the green light to murder.
No, exactly, of course.
So I guess
But
like where
me
is your
saying-
like strength like sorry, how did I word this? So when you like are wording these things, right? How
Mhm.
like how are you formulating this in like your head, right? Like how strongly are you attached to this idea of like being like truthful on the internet?
I mean, quite honestly, I do think it's important for like, okay, right, things you shouldn't lie about are like age, you know, your identity, like who you are. But I can't speak for what other people are gonna do. You know what I mean?
I understand you can't
It's
speak
just-
to
I
like
think-
what
I
other
think-
people
I think
do
you
or
should
not
be-
do, but like
I think you should be truthful, 100%.
Yeah,
Leave out
so you
some
should do
information, like where you live, like you know, like stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, you should. Yeah.
okay.
That
Gotcha.
whole we that's what I meant the entire time. That whole conversation just got convoluted and like confused.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's-
yeah. I gave you a tricky example, to be fair.
Mhm.
So if that's the case, right? And like these cases, do you agree that these cases are real? Like these like quote unquote like catfishing cases are real?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, how
I
prevalent
can't
do you
speak for
think
VR
they
chat.
are?
I'm brand new. Let me not talk about VR chat. Let me talk about Discord because I don't.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like this is
Discord's
my 5th day
beautiful.
on VR chat. Yeah. Let's talk
One and the
about
same,
it's
really.
on Discord. Very, very prevalent, honestly. Like, if you go into like a big server, let's say like, for example, like 300 people, I guarantee you at least like 20 of those people are catfish. At
20.
bare minimum, at least.
When you say catfish, what
at
do you mean?
least. Like, lying. Like, I'm talking about like lying about their age, lying about what they look like, lying about like them. I guess. I don't.
Lying
I
about,
don't
like, a
consider
piece of
catfish
them.
just. Yeah, but like, yeah, not like a small detail like, oh my god, I have red hair, but like, hey, I'm 32, but I'm gonna say I'm 16. I look like this, but I actually look like this, but like in a major way. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a extreme example that may or may not encapsulate this idea. I just want you to, I guess, sort of chip at it. So let's say a trans person, right, meets somebody through this Discord server, and they do not disclose they are trans, right? Not until like maybe like a week, 2 weeks into this relationship, it's like, hey, by the way, I am not exactly what I said I was. I was born as a man or born as a woman. Is that in a form catfishing to you?
I want to say yes. Yeah, I would say yes, but it's more out of fear. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's wrong to like lie about that. Like, you should tell someone forefront. But I like in my head, I understand why they do it. Like, that's more of like them being scared they're gonna get harassed in this day and age.
Yeah.
So I think it's wrong, but I understand.
Yeah, but it's still
Does that make sense?
catfishing
Is
to
that
you.
okay?
Is that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Give me one moment. So.
No, you're good. Take your time.
So for VR chat, what do you think about like the space of VR? It's like, how do you think about VR when you're in, the headset?
I literally got this VR like 2 days ago, so I'm probably not the best example. I think it's a cool game. Like, I think this is cool, but I'm not like, my life doesn't revolve around this. I don't have relationships in this game.
Yeah, but when you're like
besides
in the
friendships.
headset, looking around, how does your brain like think about it?
I mean, my head, like, if I'm looking at that person, I'm like, yo, that's cool. Like, you can pick stuff up. Like, this is a very cool experience. Like, it's interesting. Like, it's cool.
Do you think?
You know what I mean?
So it's like interesting and cool. Do you like how like immersed do you like feel like in the game in this current moment? Not this current moment, but in general.
Not very. Nah. I mean, like, it's cool. Like, I can look around and stuff, but like, I don't know. I think it's cool.
If you were to spend like more time in VR, let's say you spent like maybe like 10 hours this week in VR, do you think like the like immersive effects would grow? Yes or no?
Like, personally?
Yeah.
Or just like
Personally.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
Why not?
I don't know. This is a leisure thing. I'm not always on the game. I have other priorities. I can't let myself get immersed into a video game.
Fair enough.
I mean,
you would that like translate to any other gaming experience too, I presume then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So I guess that's all I have. Is there any questions you have for me or any final statements?
I just want to ask, what's this for? Are you doing like a YouTube video, TikTok?
I live stream something I like to call street epistemology. There's a more or less bastardized version of that, but we don't talk about that. Basically, the goal is to get people to think about why they believe a certain thing or how they are thinking about like argumentation. It's like I'm not arguing for anything right now. Notice I haven't been arguing much. I've been just asking your opinion on things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my goal in most everything here.
Cool. I actually appreciate that because I feel like we need more like understanding and conversations like me and you. You know what I mean? Like, this is cool. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, brother. Well, I'm gonna shamelessly shill here a little bit, but I am trying to stream daily. So if you're ever interested in having a conversation, if you disagree with me on anything, just Hit me up, alright? Have a great night.
You too, bro.
There you go. It's about top time because it's children. Having a conversation with a child is going to be like pulling teeth. It's just not worth it. Because I'd feel weird as shit. My end. It's like, I don't like having conversations with drunk people. So it's like, having a conversation with children would probably be very similar, on a similar caliber. I'll be honest. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not doing that. Good song. Alright. I like that conversation. In terms of like bringing up interesting things that I haven't really thought about that deeply, not really. But I feel like that was a good way of conducting a conversation. I feel like I almost felt like I was going in a little bit personal at some point. It's like, hey, you've set a strong claim here. Why are you backing down from it? I gave you an X thing, right? Having that cognizant awareness of what I'm like attacking them with. Sure, I'll use that language. And using that as like a means to build up their like understanding of like why they're doing that, right? That's, as I said, my goal with these conversations is to build up people's like awareness of certain like conversational things, and how they think about, all right, what is true, what is not true, how do I know that X is real, right? If I'm not like being critical in that conversation, I'm doing something wrong. So even if I'm as much as I felt very like, I feel like I was going in personal in that conversation, I don't think I was. I really don't think I was. To be honest. I think that was good. It felt that way, but it wasn't. Bonjour, bonjour. Are you at your PC or headset? Oh, Jesus. Hey, Solo Emperor. Alright, well, rip. That's not getting off the ground. I didn't get off the ground. Unfortunate days. Unfortunate days. Excuse me. Do you guys have a minute? Oh, Jesus Christ. So I'm world hopping, asking people questions on VR chat related things. Would be willing to participate? Bro, Barney staring down my soul is terrifying. Okay. Yeah, you can participate. That's okay with me, alright? Alright, I do have to let you know before we start, I am live. You are not audible or visible right now. Are you okay with that? Coolio, coolio. So, let's get right into it then. What do you think brings people into VR chat?
ERP. ERP, and according to some people online, little kids.
And little kids. And why do you play this game?
Personal experience.
Yeah, why do you play this game? It's for little kids in ERP, huh? Just trying to tell me something here?
Alright, folks, we shouldn't be talking to him. Back up, please. My client has no more comments. Back up.
Ah, shit.
My client has no more comments.
Oh, we got him red-handed.
I'm really sorry.
If you continue, you will be facing lawsuit. Please leave.
Are you serious? Are we just done here? It's like, what's the name here?
No. Go ahead with the questions. Ignore him.
You're incriminating yourself, Forks.
It's okay.
Yeah. So,
I got this.
okay,
I'm gonna clutch up. I'm gonna clutch up. I'm gonna clutch up. Watch this.
So, why do you play this game then?
Oh, I play it to fuck with people because people take this shit too seriously.
Take it too seriously.
Damn, was that a terrible answer? Like, why did everybody go quiet just then?
I write down answers, so
Okay.
I know what I'm referring to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, why do you think people like take it too seriously then? Like, what causes that?
Loneliness. IRL loneliness.
IRL loneliness. Can you expand on
Yeah,
that,
man.
please?
I don't really know what else to say other than people are just lonely as fuck, so they get on here to talk to other people, but they take it too seriously. You know what I'm saying?
So you would think it would be a valid statement for you to say that if you were lonely in real life, you're more like prone to VR chat, whatever that means.
I'm not saying specifically VR chat, but just chat rooms in general.
Okay.
Like it started with IMVU and then it slowly made its way to VR chat.
What do you
mean? Look it up.
You said like IMVU and then it slowly went into VR chat. What phenomenon?
Yeah. IMVU was like a really popular chat room, popular chat room thing. And there was a lot of e-couples on that shit, and now it's made its way and evolved to VR chat.
Don't let her judge. She got married on here last night.
Shut your mouth! I did not. We're divorced. It's okay.
Okay. How many hours do you have on VR chat? This is completely irrelevant to everything, but I'm just sort of curious.
Hold on, I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now. Let me go on Steam real quick.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
Melina?
Go for it.
Are you one of them LGBT element of P motherfuckers?
Yeah, is that a problem?
All right, so I have 41. I have 41 hours in this game total.
I didn't know if I had a chance.
Damn. I'm taken. I'm sorry, bud.
Yeah, so I have 41 hours in total.
Okay, 41 hours in total. Alright. So do you think it would be like a valid statement? All right. Chat rooms with lonely people will breed ERP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm molesting you now?
So...
Yeah.
What is the issue with ERP then? Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? So you're pretty like, negatively loading it.
Why are you so ugly?
A disconnection to real life.
I mean, I can think of a scenario where I engage in an ERP action. You're able to suck your virtual dick, but not be disconnected after the fact, right? Like it's a role play.
Okay. Right.
So I'm gonna give an example that's not in the erotic zone. So let's say I'm like going to a Ren fair, right? And role playing as a chivalrous knight, right? I know that's not real, but it's like for fun, right? Or like I'm doing it to like, show off my nerdy shit, right? Or in this case,
can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the reason I'm against DRP is because it gets a little too far, and you don't know how old people actually are. You don't know how old people actually are, so like it involves kids sometimes, and it's just not a safe environment for a lot of people, mainly kids.
How prevalent do you think pedophilic actions are in this game?
Wait, what?
How prevalent do you think pedophilic actions are in this game?
Apparently a lot, according to YouTube. I don't see it personally, but... I don't see it personally. I've maybe seen it once, actually. in the 41 hours I put into this game. I've probably seen it once, but according to YouTube, it happens quite a few times.
I've got like 25,000 plus hours in this game.
Holy shit, Angel! What the fuck is wrong with you?
The game started.
Oh, basic shit. You want to join in on this shit then?
Am I being recorded?
Yes.
I'm good.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't care. You can record me.
Fair
Because I think
enough.
I have some very valid points.
Yeah, you do so far.
Like, I don't care if it's like behind closed doors, if it's in a private instance and then it's two consenting adults, that's fine. But if you 100% don't know how old this person is, it's very dangerous.
Okay, so I take it that you're like for like the VR chat, like age verification stuff then, right?
I mean, there's already a somewhat of a thing on it, and it's not even working as it is. So
I mean, it's in beta right now.
I really don't know how they're gonna fix it. I don't know how they're gonna fix it. But yeah, I would like to see less kids on this game. But at the same time, kids make it funny. I want less kids. Yeah, I don't. It's not a kids game, because for instance, look at my avatar.
Yeah.
Which kids shouldn't be looking at this shit, but at the same time, I'm also trolling people.
No, let me stop you there. This game started. It was
as a kids game. As a
13 plus game.
I know.
But people are too horny,
Right.
and adults started playing.
Exactly, bro. That's what
Then
I'm
it
trying to
became
get at.
16 plus, and now it's becoming 18 plus.
Yeah.
Okay, so back onto the like, general point of like, why do you think ERP is bad? We've gotten like, all right, there's some situations where it's right, or not right, okay to do.
I think the right precaution should be measured in this situation. I don't think it's wrong. People have their kinks.
Yeah. The reason why it's gotten to this point at all is because we opened with it. It's like, all right, ERP is cringe, right? This is what we opened with. So I was asking. They were very negatively loading that, so I was sort of asking more. That's why.
It's more of like a kink thing. There's millions of nobody shames games that are made for literally sex, but everybody talks about ERP on VR chat, then everybody talks about something else.
I mean,
the first time I was introduced to VR chat was from somebody talking about ERP on YouTube, and I thought it was weird. I didn't touch it for fucking forever, and then I watched like trolling videos, and then I was like, you know what, I'll give it a chance.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, bro.
So you said you like play this game to fuck with people. Do you think there is like any situation where you could just like form a friend group here and like chill out here?
Oh,
Is that a
absolutely.
possibility?
Like, I have a couple of friends. Yeah, I have many friends on here now.
I want to say something real quickly.
Oh, wild.
For the stream too, if you can hear me.
They can.
This game has become so serious that I was in a lobby with somebody who quite literally hung themselves while on full body.
Jesus. You know why that happened, or is it just like a weird thing that happened on VR?
Just a weird thing. They were crying and everything, and then they started saying something about, I didn't mean to do it.
How are you supposed to like? I don't want to like interrupt your like trauma dump in here, but like that's what this is like.
Oh, I'm not trauma dump, but I'm just letting you know about VR chat.
I mean, yeah, but that is like one thing. Like, I feel like at like any platform with a big enough like platform, like there's been like suicides on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. So it's like I feel like that's the same thing, no? I feel like saying, "Oh yeah, it's become so serious." I don't think that's a thing of being serious. It's a thing about having a large platform. It's a large platform.
Good, niggers.
Okay, yeah. Fucked them. But yeah, you can make actual friendships on here. Like, I've made friends through just mainly just hanging out, being funny with each other.
It's a 2v1. Oh boy.
So.
Actually, yeah, Angel, can you like actually?
That's exactly what the game should be.
Okay. Do you think it should be like a social game then?
Yeah, it is a social game. It's just it's not a lot of people take it too seriously. I don't know what else. Yeah, bro.
Well, people take jokes a lot of the time way too seriously.
Okay.
Oh
so,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, can you actually answer
Like
to
Phantom Sense, I understand Phantom Sense to a certain point.
Wait,
But,
Angel,
like,
Angel,
I
Angel.
can't walk through certain people and then
Phantom
they.
Sense is like a psychological
Oh,
thing. It's
boy.
not like a literal fucking. It's literally psychological.
No, right. But I'll be like walking through somebody and they'll be like, "Yo, can you not do that?" Like I felt all of that, and I'm like, "No, you didn't."
Yeah, wait. Before we get too off the tracks, here. So, can you actually answer to like the statement I said earlier? Because you were saying, oh yeah, this is the thing. Oh, people are taking this game too seriously, right? And you gave an example of like a suicide, right? I countered by saying, all right, I think that's a symptom of being a large platform instead. You have a counter to that, or is that just like you agree with that sentence? Like, where are we at there?
I think it's honestly just depending on the interaction of the VR chat. Because some people could tell you that there's nothing wrong with this game, and then you got other people that will tell you it's so fucked up.
I mean, yeah, but you're
That's
making
what
the
I
claim that like, oh yeah, a lot of people take this game like hyper seriously. And you gave.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, what is your evidence for this, or why do you think it happens?
What are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm trying to interrogate why you believe a thing.
that-
I'm not arguing for anything.
Believe what?
Believe why people take VR chat seriously.
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you why people do that, but me personally, I don't.
Okay, that's fair.
Everything on here is a joke to me because it's not real. It's honestly just a game to talk to people, meet new friends, and have fun.
Wait, to be clear,
Some
you
people
do
take
not
it to the
know why
extreme and
people take the
literally
game
live on here.
seriously, or you don't know like how big of
I
a
think the
problem it
people
is.
who take the game seriously would be because they have nothing else in real life, and they would rather have their second life called VR chat. That's why people buy full body and spend hours on this game like I do.
All right, how prevalent of a problem do you think this is for both of you? How like prevalent of a problem do you think this is? People like building up a second life
What
in VR
specifically
chat
are you talking?
and then living in it,
Oh.
like being super serious.
Which is like,
It's their own
I
issues
get when
to
you're
deal with.
young.
Like
when
how
you're
big of a
young, but
problem
again-
now is a question.
I don't get these questions.
Sorry?
I don't understand these questions very much.
Okay, so you said, all right, VR chat like has
This feels
a
like an
problem.
interrogation.
Yeah, I mean, sort of. It's well-meaning. though,
What
it's
are you
well-meaning.
trying to accomplish?
What I'm trying to accomplish is, do you know what straight epistemology is?
Nope.
So my goal with this conversation is I'm not arguing for anything here. I'm simply trying to give you like some like a good conversation, try to interrogate your beliefs, like why you hold them, how just put it into perspective.
Interrogate what beliefs? Interrogate.
Hold on, wait a
what
second. Is
beliefs
this a
are you
public lobby? Oh my god, it is.
Mhm.
But like, what are you trying to? What's your argument though? Like,
I don't have any. I'm just trying to get you to
no,
like,
not your
think about
actual
your
argument, not.
No.
Alrighty, bro.
Yeah, so I'm quite simply just trying to get you to think. That is my big thing. Like, I obviously have my biases, right? Like, I think I agree with you on like a lot of what you're
can
saying
I ask
here.
what
but
your bias is?
my bias? What do you mean?
Like, how do you feel about the situation?
In terms of seriousness, I feel like it's probably.
It looks like you're getting kicked. Looks like you're getting kicked.
Oh, it's cringe. So I think it's.
There was a vote to kick.
Yeah, I think it's probably not as big as a problem as people say. I think it is a problem. Specifically in terms of like hyper online spaces of this. But like whenever I talk to people who do like spend a lot of time in this game,
bathroom.
You're right when you say, all right, a loneliness and like they have nothing going on in life, right? That led them to this point. But like in terms of like the seriousness like claim, it's like, oh yeah, almost everybody I talk to seems to have a pretty good like bar in place, even if they are like more like in the culture of VR chat, I guess.
Okay.
Is there a fight happening?
Nope.
No, this is not a fight. This is a very adult conversation. You probably should see your way out of it.
I don't know what adult conversation is.
Oh Jesus. By majority vote. By majority vote. Bro, we're having a good conversation, man. What the fuck? Bro, it's like, oh yeah, so you're interrogating me. Oh yeah, you're interrogating me. Ah, shit. You want me to think about my beliefs? Oh shit, cringe. It was that Mr. Crab guy. He didn't like thinking, I guess. But he entered the conversation knowing what was happening. Like notice the main person I like approached. It's like completely fine. It's like completely fine, normal. But the second it gets out of the realm of just like interview-esque thing, it's just hyper aggressive. Nah, not worth it. We don't deploy shit. All right. That's when I was kicked on. All right. Fucking clicking another one, man. Yeah, most people just click yes because I can, to be honest, which I understand. I understand why I was kicked, but it's sort of cringe. Like, I was really trying to get them to, like, why do you, like, how big of a problem? I was so close. I was so close to get him to, like, stake something. So I'm gonna be honest, yeah, I haven't said it friendly. I have my biases. I think it's probably not as big of a problem as people think. But you need to actually have an opinion to, like, stake or argue anything. Right? We can, like, make platitudes. Alright, I think this might be happening. This might be happening. This might be happening. When you're not staking anything, it's all mights. It's all mights. It's a very safe way to engage, which in terms of, like, what the conversation is, which is sort of like an interview-esque style thing, so that's what they are perceiving it as. It's an okay way of engaging. But my goal in that side of the conversation is to get them to stake a belief. That is my goal. Biggest goal. So then we can go back and forth as to why, like, they believe that thing, or does it hold up? Does this belief hold up? That's the big thing. Does this belief hold up to, like, scrutiny? To quote Jordan Peterson, it's you pick an ID and throw everything in your arsenal at it, okay? It's an actual Jordan Peterson quote, by the way. Jordan Peterson is based sometimes. Sometimes. I need to read his book. It is what it is, though. Yeah, I know. That's just a thing with public lobbies. You're just like, oh, vote to kick? Fuck yeah, dog. Hell yeah, get him out of here. I don't even know what's happening. Get him out of here. It's that inner chaos gremlin in everybody. Base as fuck, if you ask me. Jesus Christ, these usernames. I feel like I'm gonna get, like, on a watch list by just, like, reading the names. Christ. It's like, here's the thing. The second it gets adversarial, it's also really shit. Like, that's something I have to avoid. Like, adversarial terms is not something I want to be using, I feel like. Like, interrogate holds, like, very negatively loaded things, right? When you think an interrogation, right? Like, the conversation might feel like that from an outsider, but, like, that's why I ask for, like, consent going into things, right? Like, hey, I'm going to be asking you questions. Maybe I should, like, lead with, like, this might be a challenging conversation or something like that. Yeah, I feel like this is the only way to do it, really. Oh, what the fuck? This is 5 people. It needs to be this thing of, full knowledge, right? Like, when you, like, think of asking questions, right? That makes sense where, like, somebody is going to be like, all right, so this might be this way, it might be this way. I'm going to speak to my knowledge, which I think is good. That's why this, like, this mindset of, I'm going to speak to my knowledge on a thing. When you're answering questions, you speak to your knowledge, right? But when you're asking, like, I fear if I go, like, I fear that if I walk up to someone and say, like, hey, I'm going to ask a series of challenging questions, like I'm going to ask a question and then challenge your beliefs on them, right? And that's my full intent. I feel like people are going to speak way out of their knowledge. Which is, I don't want that at all. Because, yes, that is encouraging people to stake claims in things, but it comes at the cost of it being naturally brought up, you know? Like, I think the benefits of, like, this, like, I guess this, like, conversational style of, like, an interview thing that leads up to trying to get them to stake a belief rather than trying to get them to stake a belief up front and then arguing back and forth. I think, I don't know. So I never got to ask you, do you think kids should be on the game or not? I recognize your name. I was just deliberating on the conversational side a little bit because I feel like the adversarial shit probably wasn't necessary there. Kids being allowed in the game. It's tough. I think, like, anybody above the age of 15 probably should be fair play. Especially with the age verification now. Yeah, especially with the age verification now, where, like, lobbies are going to be able to be set 18 plus. And there's no need for, like, potentially corrupt people to be operating those, like, age checks things, right? I think it's probably going to be safer now. If you're asking me this question like 6 months ago, I think I would have answered differently. But with the age verification, things have changed a lot. Yeah, that's my answer. I think even like 13, like up to 13, like TOS is fine. The TOS is fine. Especially if you have an understanding of, like, what kind of interactions are okay or not. Like, most of the times, if you have a well-meaning adult in the room, they're going to see, like, some weird shit and then call it out. You know? I feel like that's going to happen more times than not, right? And plus, with the age verification stuff coming, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. I need to change my name. That's my long answer. Yep. Back on topic though. Yeah, I just need to figure out a good way of maintaining the rapport within both parties, and then to build up to a proper to translate it into a more adversarial conversation, right? Because then you have that rapport built. They're still of the mindset of, hey, I'm going to answer to my knowledge. I think it's overall good to be doing it the way I am right now. I just need to be cognizant of the language I'm using that shouldn't have any negative leanings. Now another thing is just if another party does get in, update entirely and then add extra context if needed. Yes, this is I'm basically trying to get people to think about their views, that kind of thing. Be very upfront, blunt. That's the change that needs to happen. Also, hi, Orphan. Hello. Excuse me. Are y'all busy? We're just chill? Okay. I'm world hopping, asking you were invisible. Okay, there we go. Asking people questions. Are you willing to participate? Alright, I got a BRB, bro. That's unfortunate. Perfect. Alright, sorry about that. A little bit of a... family entered the household. Needed to do some shenanigans. Alright, I probably should go to another lobby then. Shut your mouth, Orphan. I don't want to see you around these kinds of parts. Jesus Christ. What did Orphan do to you? Just cancel me all you want. Ay, ay, ay. Whatever. Alright, time to do. I genuinely think like a B club. It might be really fun. It might be fun. Every time I go to a B club, it's like people who are like so like entrenched in like VR chat culture. I want to say that it's always interesting in some respects. Yo. Are y'all busy? Yo. I'm world hopping right now, asking people questions. Are you guys willing to participate? Oh, Jesus. Alright, I mean, I'm down to just deal with you if you want. It's like, that's fine. Alright. We good? Alrighty. Yeah, where are we going? Alright, this works. Yep. So, I have to let you know I am alive. You're not audible or visible right now. Is that okay with you? Or if you're alive? Alright, coolio. Let's get right into it then. How do you think people get into VR chat?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Oh boy, that's a tough one. Okay.
I started out. I think they just see it from like videos online, and then they want to try it for themselves, and then they kind of get suckered into it. Take me for example. I started out when Uganda Knuckles was a thing.
Okay, so they see it on videos online, maybe like word of mouth, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What gets them to stay then? They say they get suckered into it. What do you mean by that?
It's just the people that they meet. They meet all walks of life and make their friend groups and just all come together, basically. I started out looking at memes, and then I just happened to find that one friend group, and then I just branched off. Now I'm in so many friend groups I can't keep count.
Fair game. Do you think VR chat is addictive?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's never a dull moment. Each day is each time you play the game, there's something different happening. It's not the same campaign as like a regular Call of Duty game. You don't know, like, everything's just different. It's always up to date.
Okay. Alright, so you said something earlier. I sort of want to get your like thoughts on this. Alright. So I'm gonna give you a like statement. I want you to say if you agree or disagree with this. A normal person entering VR chat, given enough time, will go into one of VR chat's stereotypes. Think you're femboy, think you're furries, think you're e-boy, e-girl.
I agree.
Why?
Take me for example. I started out kind of like them, basically, having like meme avatars, and then over time, it's just, I don't know why. I don't know why.
Do you think VR chat has like a propensity to like steer you in these like directions? I guess. Yeah, sure. What's your question, man?
Can
you
I
repeat the
ask
question?
something? You're adorable, bro. God damn. God damn.
It's not a question.
you're
They're just
adorable.
flirting. What the fuck?
No, but also I have a question
talking to
for
me?
y'all. One of you wanna be my friends? Yes. Your avatar is adorable. Holy shit. I need new friends,
I
bro.
appreciate it.
That's my question. More friends.
I mean, well, we're in the middle of a conversation. We can arrange that, my guy. We can arrange those trust. Maybe
I'll
not now.
find you afterwards,
Yeah.
alright?
I'm about to leave.
Damn.
Oh.
Tragic.
Also, look, I'm not trying to flirt. I'm trying to.
Yes, you are. Shut up, bro. You're just calling this like
No,
a random
no,
dude
shut
adorable.
up, shut up,
You are
shut up,
definitely trying
shut
to
up.
shut up. No,
Shut
no.
up, shut
Don't
up,
lie to me.
shut
Don't
up.
lie to me. Don't
Wait,
lie to me. Don't lie to me, Merlin.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Are you taken by any chance? I'm not trying to
Yes.
get with you. It's just.
Not trying to flirt, by the way.
Fuck,
Not
bro,
trying to
trying to
flirt.
get-
Not trying to flirt, by the way.
Shut up, bro. Shut
Oh,
up. I'm trying to
comedy
get my
gold.
friend a mate. I'm trying to get my friend a mate.
Okay, continue the conversation then. I'll just reiterate the question. So you said that pipelines exist because you use yourself as an example. You used to do meme avatars, and now you're I guess, a fanboy. It's literally the name. So
In the name.
yeah, I'm gonna ask a follow-up question. Do you think that's built into like the fabric of VR chat? If so, why? If not, why?
It wasn't really pushed on by VRChat. It was just the circumstances I was under. Just a lot of unfortunate things that kind of happened years ago, and it just it was like the push I needed to open my eyes, because beforehand I was very closed-minded, and after making all the friends that I have, it's just open my eyes, and I'm like,
Yeah,
holy cow,
so to
maybe
be
I'm
clear,
not who
I'm
I used
not
to be.
asking a personal question here. It might be true. Like I'm not trying to demean your experience or whatever. I think based as fuck that you found yourself. But like I'm asking you if VR chat inherently has these kinds of like things built into them. It's like, are people more likely to go into these like areas of the game or areas of the culture? I want to say
Yeah.
that's probably a better.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. That's gonna sound bad, but it's everywhere you go. Almost all the popular worlds you go to, it's blatantly like supporting it. That's how I would say. It's in every world, like Popcorn Palace, Black Cat, Pug. They blatantly like be like, hey, yeah, it's okay to be like this.
When you say be like this, what do you mean?
It's
An anime
to go-
girl?
That too, but to be, I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that. It's okay to be gay. Is the kind of message that I was given.
Hey, bro, you don't need to be told that, bro. What? Based to shit. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think it's like more like promotional or to like gay things?
Yes.
So
they show a lot of gay dating apps as advertisements in worlds.
really
Like, I
necessarily
kid you
be.
not,
thought
I
for
saw
was, like,
a
just
hit.
formulating
No, I saw Hinge off there,
Oh.
and I saw Grinder, and I was like,
Yes.
I didn't know they were advertising this.
Okay, so then what do you think about like the e-boys, e-girls, that kind of thing? Like people who like wear these like super exaggerated like masculine or feminine things?
It doesn't really bother me. I'm more on the artistic style of it. I like big eyes and whatnot because it's easier to exaggerate myself. But honestly, seeing a lot of them, it's okay. I never really looked too hard into it.
Yeah, yeah. Like then we can put our minds together. We can put our minds together, right? So why do you think that happens?
Some people like play it off as like a sex kink kind of thing, and then there's some others that show off their artistic style in that nature, which by all means, go on ahead. Not my cup of tea, but
It's their like so it's like their aesthetic. Okay. Do you think VR chat it has a particular like how do I word this? I think VR chat has a particularly good way of expressing one's aesthetic.
yes, absolutely. Whether you're wanting to be a furry and whatnot, they have worlds, they have avatars to let you express yourself. Even the most simplest way you can draw allow you to express yourself. They give you so many options to just be you, which I promote.
Okay. So I guess something I'm curious about is, I guess I'm sort of dancing around it. Do you think like different avatars come with a different like inherent ideas behind them? It's like say I turn on your avatar, I then could like intuit a couple of things, right? Say, do you think that's true or not true?
Yeah, you'll be able to notice a lot of things with this avatar. Like if you turn it on, like the amount of color that this thing pops out at, the facial
I'm talking
expressions that
specifically
this thing
about one's
allows.
personality. Damien was right about being gay though. Holy shit!
One's
See that this guy saying?
Scooty, I'm gonna swap to my
No
headset,
hate them.
bro.
Alright, I'll be with you in a minute. I can't really answer that question.
Take your time. I'm here all night.
To show off one's expression with an avatar. To some degree, yes. I can't really put my finger on it to explain what I mean by that. I can't really
So
do that.
you
but
said
It's almost
yes.
that feeling.
That feeling. So say I'm like entering like a black hat, right? I go up to the mirror, all right?
Mhm.
I turn somebody's avatar on, right? So you think I can intuit some things of that person's personality based on their avatar?
Yeah. Take my friend Provo that just left, for example. He would usually wear... Oh, he's gone, but he usually wears meme avatars. So, by his personality, you think jokester, prankster, jester.
Okay.
Just by the meme avatar alone, you could tell. Or you get someone like me with this kind of avatar, calm, collective, keeps to themselves. Though drawing a lot of attention with the amount of colors in a username says otherwise, but that's beside the point.
I was about to say, I'm not sure if that's necessarily what's being communicated here. Maybe by your demeanor, but that's a different thing entirely.
The username, you have no idea how often I get hit on. Like, it is a comical amount. You ever see that meme with a comically large spoon? It's basically that.
I mean, you're a femboy in a game that like fetishizes femboys, so that's an argument entire of itself. So
I didn't even put this username. That's the
are you a
funniest thing.
femboy?
Ironically, yes, but that's not why I have this username.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Opposed to ironically being a femboy. Yeah, bro. I bought the thigh highs as a joke, bro. It's all a joke. I swear.
But I was just in computer programming class. That's the only reason why I had
Bro,
one.
I'm a comp sci major. What do you want from me?
Look, so what if I work for NASA, okay? They're just very comfortable.
Based. Okay. All right. So, all right. What do you think about VR chat as like a space? Like when you put on the headset, how does your brain intuit VR?
Makes you want to fucking die.
Based, anyway.
Yeah, same here. Honestly, I don't really think about it when I put the. I don't really think about it when I put the headset on. I really just. I've become the whole new person, the other person that I am.
So would you say like you're like entirely immersed in that experience?
Yeah.
That's very rude.
If you don't mind me asking, how many hours do you have on VR chat?
5,000.
I can tell you exactly. 1,252.8 hours.
Damn, I got the decimal points and everything. Okay. I'm intimidated.
I had Steam open up on my screen anyway, so I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll take a look at it right now.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because, like, I have a hypothesis. I can't read your messages, by the way. That was a nuisance ring. I have a hypothesis. Like, so when somebody starts playing VR chat, I think it's very easy to say when you put on the headset, right? Meow. It's obviously a game. It's obviously an experience that you're having. But the more time you spend in, the more it is easy for the mind to say, all right, this is where I'm at now. And that's a very different thing. One's an experience that you're watching, like it's a game, right? It's like fighting an Elden Ring boss. You're not in Elden Ring. And one is in that place, right?
Yeah.
That's my hypothesis so far. Like, the more time spent in VR, the more likely this is to occur.
Yeah, I can see where that theory is coming from.
Yep. So, I'm gonna ask you an interesting series of questions here. I think it might be pertinent for you. What's your opinion on trolls?
They can be annoying, and some of them can be funny. Like, if they know when to draw the line and between joking and being real, then it can be funny, but
I'm not saying somebody who's like purely just like trying to rage bait you.
Oh, then they're just immediately to the block list.
Alright. Is there any reality where you could reach out to that kind of person?
No.
Why not?
Because all the trolls that I've met, they've all had, what was it? Just one thing in mind is just rage bait, and they can't really be reasoned with. Because I've tried. Don't get me wrong. In the years that I played this game, I've tried to at least like reason. I'm like, why are you doing this? What's provoking it? And they're like, oh, shut up. And then slurs. I'm like, I can't reason.
I mean,
with you.
So for me personally, right? I feel like if you're trying to reason with somebody who's doing that, I feel like that's like already off on a bad start. Let's say I'm a rage baiter in this situation, and it's like, hey, yeah, I don't really care for those gay people, you know. For me, how I would like interact with this, right? I feel like it is possible, and I feel like when you say no, there's no possible reality. I feel like there is not a problem, but like something that could be done, because Okay, so let's go from here. Why do you think people who do that kind of action do that kind of action? What does it stem from, in your opinion?
Maybe they're secretly gay and just don't want to admit it.
So projection?
Probably projection being one, no father figure being two. But I don't know, maybe they're tired of getting picked on themselves, so since they're behind a screen, they can't really know who they are, so they just bully them instead.
Okay, so since they aren't like since they are behind a screen, right? Do you think they would do this kind of behavior if they were like face to face with you? Everything else is the same. You even look like your VR chat avatar. All right, just walk up to you. Alright, pal.
But if they saw me and I looked exactly like my avatar, no, they probably wouldn't. Cause I could throw a punch in VR chat and I'd probably hit my wall. But if I was in face to face, I throw a punch, they're going for the nose.
Okay,
it's the old saying of fuck around, find out.
Interesting. So I guess where I'm at right now is I think I agree with you of the anonymity and projection playing a role. So if we take these things that we know to be true, I sort of want to like bring it back to this like the idea of like, all right, how do we reach out to this kind of person? Because I feel like an immediate block is it's fine. I think there's nothing wrong with immediate, like, especially if you just don't want to deal with that right now. That's fine. But I guess big thing that I'm trying to like communicate with people. This is my time to be blunt. Is I feel like there's a huge disconnect with how people interact with this in this game, and not only that if it continues at the rate that it is, like, it's only going to make the culture of the game worse in every way, shape, and form. What I mean by this is like, you play the game a lot. You're like, I presume, like you're fully immersed. You're like just having a good time with your friends. Whereas a troll might be getting into just that fun, right? They're a meme. They're memeing around. They're trying to get you angry. They're trying to poke a reaction. They're not taking this game seriously. They're not immersed. They also like don't think
fuck fanboys.
Based. So sometimes they also don't even like think of it as a good experience to begin with. Like VR chat is necessarily evil, right? This is not everybody, but some, right? So, but the reason why I'm like bringing this up now is when we interact with people, I think we should like probably like try to understand where it's coming from and try to combat that and try to get a positive experience for everybody. So again, I'm off the soapbox. So, yeah. What do you think about this? What do you think about my little charade there? My little charade? That's not the right word. You get the point.
I'm going to be bluntly honest, brutally honest. I don't think that could ever happen since it has been a thing for years now. I'm talking about like 2019 years. Like we're far off.
2019, that's a lot of years. 2000, fuck.
Yeah, 5 years. But ever since I started playing, it's been like this. Like you got the trolls and you got people like me. And even the furries, like we're all separated in our own groups. I seen it firsthand at the pug. The furries are off in one corner. You got the people with full body femboys and everything like that in another corner. You got the trolls trying to run around and then they get blocked.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't think it's a bad thing that these groups exist. Let me be clear. I think it's a bad thing that they aren't communicating with each other.
Yeah.
So, like for an example, if
I don't
like
think there's
furry,
a way to fix it.
Okay, we can talk about that.
I mean, it is a wonderful thought. I would 100% back you up on that one, but I just don't see a feasible solution to it.
So this is why I like advocate for a couple of things. Firstly, what I'm doing here, my main goal is like something called street epistemology. It's basically getting people to think about why they believe certain things. So if we go back to the conversation with like pipeline memes or the addiction stuff, I wasn't arguing anything there. What I was doing is trying to get you to go deeper on a certain subject. That's all I was doing. Try to get you to stake beliefs and go deeper and go back and forth in your mind. Whether I did that successfully or not is up to you. But the reason why I think this is like a good thing, because you said like, all right, well, I wouldn't be supporting like wouldn't support you because I don't think it would cause any change. As I said, I don't think it's a bad thing that these groups exist. These groups existing is fine, but it's the entire what I think communication would solve specifically is I feel like do you know what an echo chamber is?
I've heard of it.
So what an echo chamber is basically the idea of a group of people being in an insular environment for information. So they do not listen to any outside voices for information and only listen to inside sources for information. They actively discredit the outside source.
Okay.
So what I see in VR chat specifically is people are in many bubbled off, like either bubbles or like echo chambers, where they are unwilling to hear the other side in any way, shape, or form. Like there is like, I'm not saying it's a lack of empathy, but it's definitely a lack of trying. And I feel like if that is promoted more, and dialogues do start up, I feel like firstly that would get rid of echo chambers. Not get rid of them, but like dampen their like effectiveness. But
yeah.
So I should like say something before why that is important. Echo chambers. I feel like the best way I can explain this is Nazis. I'm gonna be honest. So Nazis, right? They get on a certain place, right? And they usually get banned most of the time, right? They're saying hateful things, right?
Yeah.
I think they should be allowed to say the things, and here's why. If they get banned,
I agree with you. It's a freedom of speech kind of thing.
Yeah, if they get banned, where are they going to go? They're going to go to a smaller place that is more accepting of this and less critical of it, right? So this negative idea eventually gets banned into a completely, like, basically coalesced group where they can bounce off each other and become more and more extreme. An example I would do is like child slavery, right? Let's say I'm a person who believes, okay, maybe 16-year-olds, yeah, they should be able to work for less money than adults. Fuck it, yeah, hell yeah. Fucking like, and then they get banned, hypothetically. At a certain point, they're going to be in cahoots with people. It's like, 14, ha, yeah, get them in the mines. And then another person, 12, 10, and they try to like convince each other. They all agree on the same basic principle. It's just going to get more and more and more extreme over time because they have no outside voices coming in. That's what I see happening in VR chat.
Yeah. And I can see that happening too.
You have any major disagreements with what I said?
No, I have no disagreements. I actually have a really good example by people that I know in this lobby. I kid you not.
Oh yeah.
There was two people over there, but Bubbadio1 and Provo. Those two, IRL friends, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. I mean, they're great friends. They all hang out, but they they've kind of gone off the rails a little bit, becoming a little bit more anti-Semitic. I think that's what the word is.
See,
and
I
whatnot,
can't be
and
making
it
memes.
kind
I
of
can't be making
involved-
jokes. Can't be making jokes. I was about to make.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. Some of the jokes are funny. I will admit, some of the
I'm on
jokes are
Twitch, I'm on
hilarious.
Twitch.
They are. Yeah.
Ooh,
But like,
almost got caught.
whatchamacallit? They've involved themselves even more through Discord and whatnot. Discord, Instagram. They've involved themselves more into it, and they're seeing only that through the algorithm. And I've seen them become very radicalized. Me, on the other hand, I tend to stay away from all the social media platforms because I don't really care. It's a snooze fest for me.
I wouldn't really call that an echo chamber. That's a different problem. That's why I was saying bubbles earlier.
Oh, but I diverted off from the topic.
You're good.
They found more groups here in VR chat. Not just VR chat, but more groups of people through VR chat. They found more groups. Just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
My brain farted and I couldn't think of words, so I was just.
Time to be a mime. Let's go. I need it, dude. Where's my clown horn when I need it? Goddamn. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, that's why I do the thing I do. That's why this conversation even started. If you're curious. Yeah, do you have any questions for me or any final statements? Because I think that's all I have.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Twitch.
Yeah, have a good one, man. Your friends left, so you probably should be catching up with them. Right?
No.
Damn. Brutal.
No, I am not catching up with them. Look, they took off. I didn't even want them to play this game in the first place. This was supposed to be my game only, leave me alone. And then they're like, oh, I see you playing this. You have this many hours. I'm going to join on you. Why?
Fair game. Well, have a lovely night, man. Have a lovely night. I'm going to see if I can
you too now.
Get into it. Ay. I don't like being here's the thing. I don't like being in the soapbox at all. I think it's necessary at a certain point in the conversation. What's that? Lovely. What's up? Based. It's the. There's something wrong with fucking femboys? It's based and true and red pilled. Cool. It's the opposite of cringe. Yeah. I'm not unmuting him. They can hear me, you realize that, right? Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna keep running around then. I mean, do you want to do something like bullshit? Do you want to shoot the shit for a little bit? Do you have anything you want to bring up, or? Wait, are you gonna be serious, or is this a meme? I'm probably just gonna be running on. Alright. Yeah, I don't like being on my... As I was saying, I got interrupted. Didn't get their permission to stream them, though, so, Elbozo, guys. You get the Elbozo treatment. Yeah, so I don't like being on the soapbox, but at a certain point in the conversation, it's... I feel like it serves two purposes. A, it gives them context to the questioning that I was giving them. B, it is sort of shameless promotion. And 3, I feel like giving them the long and short makes it a lot more stickier in their head, right? Yeah, this is cool. Like, I just had an experience, like a 10, 15 minutes experience that I could like tell my friends. And hopefully that idea, I'm all about the stickiness of my memes, okay? Let's insert some like autistic memetics rant here, I think. I think there's like what's happening here? Wait, what's happening here? Oh. Cringe. It's cringe. Got you. Cringe drama frogging. I love drama frogging so much. Such a great thing. Excuse me. So, I'm world hopping right now, asking people questions. Would you guys want to participate? I can speak words. Yes. Alright. Cool, yeah. What about anybody else, or is just... Alrighty, cool. 2 Sigma, gotcha. That's fine. That's A-okay with me. Alright, so I gotta let you guys know that I am live. You are not audible or visible right now. Are you okay with that? Alrighty, coolio. So, let's just get right into it then. How do you think people get into VR chat?
How do people get into it? They usually, I don't know. I learned about it online from some... Oh my gosh. I learned it from like watching people like on YouTube and VTubers and stuff like that. That's how I learned about it.
Okay.
I learned of it from a friend. They were like,
I'm
come play
kinda
this
getting
silly
worried
game
now.
with me.
I'm getting worried.
About?
Why?
Moon isn't responding to any of my texts.
Sorry.
They're probably just doing something.
But yeah, I just learned it from like other people participating in VR chat. I mean, that's how I got into it.
Okay, so I guess then building off of that, why do you think people like stay in it? Like, because you've seen like people with thousands of hours
social
in this game,
interactions.
so-
I would say that it's nice to have social interactions and having a place that is outside of, real life. Some people have a lot of things going on in real life, and it's fun to escape it.
Okay, so you brought up like
To build on what you said.
Okay.
Like to build on what he said. It's like a lot
I'm
of
only
people
using
can't
it to
really
build
express themselves in real life, so they try to express themselves in a virtual world, or they find just really cool people that they couldn't find in, like, say, their hometown that like they just click with.
Okay, that's fair.
Did you meet people from across the world?
So you brought up this thing of escapism. I sort of want to like delve down with that. What are fucking words? Delve down with that.
Delve with
you?
that?
Is that the way to say that? It
Oh,
doesn't
you
sound right.
Trying to delve with me? Oh my god.
Anyway, do you know what I'm trying to say here? I feel like I'm like losing the plot here. Like
Like
yeah.
explain escapism?
Yeah. What do you mean by that? Let's go down. Let's go down this path.
Ah,
yes. The scythe. What a wonderful thing. The greatest weapon of all time. Don't mind me.
I feel like
Carry on.
like with escapism, it's like some people try to escape the real world, being like, oh, well, say if they're in a household that like they believe they're trans, but like their parents don't agree with it, they'll try to do an online space to escape that and become like their persona online. Like there's online personas, blah 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 blah.
Do you think it has a inherently negative or positive? Is escapism inherently negative or positive? I guess is the question.
I feel like it can go both ways.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah, I'm not really.
It can go in a positive way, as in you can learn about yourself, and a negative way, as in people sometimes will make it their entire persona.
Will make it their entire persona. What do you mean by that?
Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is like some people create an online personality, and then whenever they go in real life, they'll try to make their online personality become the real one, even if it's like not really realistic or doesn't really kind of go with like the way life works. Like some people be like, oh, I sit in my chair all day and do this, but that's not gonna get you money and to like, you know, survive and all that.
Yeah. Do you think VR chat is inherently addictive?
Mm-hmm. I would say meeting people is pretty addictive.
Yeah, I would say that the social interactions that you can get with people is addicting. But I wouldn't say that being on the game itself makes it addicting. Like if you just stand in VR chat, it's not going to be addicting. That's the people, it's a community that I guess you can
do you think if
call
you
it
like went to your like
addicting?
local park, right? I don't know if your park's actually like active or not, but just for the sake of argument, it's like has a lot of people constantly. If you go there consistently enough, do you think it would have that similar like quote unquote addictive effect as you like delve deep into this like group of people's lives and culture?
I wouldn't think so, because mostly because you know they can see you, they know who you are, they face
Your
them
mic's
by
cutting
name.
out a lot.
If you're in VR, have shit internet.
Yeah, you bet. Can you just restate
Like,
that?
Yeah, but like in real life, it's like people know you, like they can figure out who you are. If I'm here, all you see is my gamer tag and my avatar. You don't see anything else about me, so I can kind of be what I want.
I mean, yeah, but like, okay, then what about like a Discord
And I feel like
server,
it makes
right?
it makes
Wouldn't you be
it
able to
makes
do the
it
same
makes
thing?
interaction a lot easier. Wait, what was the question?
So wouldn't like Discord be sort of similar there? So you made the claim
Yeah, I
that like
feel
you
like any
think
kind of
VR chat is
online-
not addictive, meeting people is.
Yeah, because like I mean, there, before VR chat, there was like Club Penguin and then other stuff like that, and then people thought it was addictive because they're meeting people of a similar like group or similar personalities.
Yeah, and you said it wouldn't be
Most
the
of the
same if you
most-
weren't like went to a park because you can see a physical like aspect, right?
Yeah, because people can then, because you never know what someone can do with the information they get off. Because if you just tell someone your first name, they can get so much off that.
I mean, that's true, but I don't see how the interactions would be any different. You're still meeting people, right? You're just not
The
engaging in any escapism.
I would say the interactions are way different, because here, you know, you can do pretty much anything. You can go to a whole bunch of different worlds. You can interact in a whole bunch of different ways. You can fly planes. You can even do all this, like, you know, made up stuff that is specifically to VR. VR is VR, virtual reality.
Yeah.
In person, it's not. You cannot fly planes.
Yeah, but you can still say the same
cannot-
words.
You can say the same words, yes, but it's the interactions within the social gathering.
I mean,
that
within the
makes
social
VR
interaction,
VR.
like, I mean, a social gathering is just like a bunch of people talking to each other, like saying words to each other. No, if you can say the same words, then why is it any different?
it's I don't really know how to explain it.
Take your time.
I mean, you're making a really good argument as to like if I went to a park, I can probably find someone that has the same interests as me. But I find that for me personally, I have anxiety, so knowing that I'm not seeing motherfucker. But like seeing like the fact that like I have no clue what you look like, I have no clue who you are, but seeing that I'm able to talk to you and have a conversation. I don't know.
So it's like less social anxiety. I think that's a valid reason to like play VR chat for sure. But that's also like a valid reason to say, yeah. It's like, wait, hold on. I completely lost the plot of that sentence. I'm so sorry. But it doesn't really. Like,
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Like it doesn't really say anything towards the main like. 'Cause I think VR chat does have some level of addiction to it, like inherently to VR chat. But you're saying that it doesn't. But meeting people is, and I'm giving you an example, like a park, where you engage consistently within a community, within this like park of people, real life people. Like.
So what's the main question here? Like, what are you trying to get like out of this? I'm
trying to get out of this. I'm just trying to get you to sort of think about your beliefs. That's my end goal. I'm not trying to push anything on anybody. I obviously have my biases. I just tell you my bias, but I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to get you to think about, okay, why do I hold this belief? Is this belief true? Yes, no, maybe. And I do that.
Yeah,
all the
you
time
obviously
myself.
care about this.
I mean, yeah, it's obvious.
Yeah, and
The specific thing, maybe
I'm
not.
just like,
I don't really care. It's either here or there. But I always have an opinion on it. Obviously, I've told you my opinion. Say that I'm passionate about like VR chat addiction. Something. I don't know.
Yeah. So, you got any more questions? Or to reiterate any more questions?
No, dude. I sort of want to like go down this path a little bit more. If you're down with that, you can go down another one if you want. If we're done with this topic. But
yeah, no, I'm good. I'm down.
So, wait, do you want to keep going with this topic or no?
Yeah, go for it. I'm here for the long run.
All right.
I'm just
to reiterate where we were. We're at less social anxiety. There is some element of escapism within VR chat, and that, if I understand it correctly, you guys do not think VR chat is addictive. Is this all correct?
Wait, I don't remember us saying that. No, it is addictive, but it's not. Its social aspect is addictive. That's what we said.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. You don't think it's addictive.
Yeah.
You think the meeting aspect is addictive.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the question was, is VR chat inherently, right?
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go for it. This is an open station.
So for me, like I have like terrible social anxiety, and like even in this game, it like does not help whatsoever. And it like I still feel the same way and everything. Like I hardly go into public lobbies. Only when I'm like with him or like when I'm with my friends. That's about it. I never just go into public lobbies without anybody. Because if I do, I'll be either somewhere where nobody is, or I won't talk whatsoever.
Yeah, I kind of do that too. Like when I join, like for the first time, I usually go in front of a mirror and just sit there, wait for people to come to me before actually speaking to people. Because I'm, because like,
I'm an extremely like shy person.
Yeah, I guess I'm sort of curious. This is just a curiosity question. This isn't relevant to anything. So you said you're like very socially anxious. Do you think VR chat like helps or like aids with that anxiety? Like, do you think it'd be easier for you to interact with like someone like me, like in VR chat, opposed to me in like a fucking like park bench, talking to people, you know.
I
I'm gonna be
suppose
confused.
because like you're not face to face with them.
All right, would there be anything else outside of the just like not face to face thing?
Not really.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything you guys want to add to that, or?
I don't really have anything else.
Okay, so I guess
You can be as goofy as you want, and no one can judge you because of it.
I mean,
they can judge you, but they'll probably just laugh it off. But if you do it in real life, they're gonna look at you like you're an idiot. I know, I do it at work.
So I guess my one like I guess when I say qualm, when you say like meeting people, the meeting aspect is, I think it goes a little bit. I want to say a little bit deeper than that. What I mean by that is whenever I see somebody like on VR chat, they aren't just like socializing in VR chat, right? There's other things you can do, right? Like some examples I would give is like, all right, let's do like art in VR. I'm drawing here, or I'm sleeping in VR. That goes outside of a social experience. That's just living in VR.
That's very true. I don't get how people like sleep in this game whatsoever.
So that isn't just the social aspect of it. What do you have to say to that?
Well, some people form relationships on VR.
I don't disagree with that, but
and I think that when you're long distance, sometimes to fill in the fact that you can't see each other, spending the whole night together in VR is a way to fill in that gap.
yeah, you're adding things to
speaking
this
for
question.
everyone.
You're adding things to this question. You're just sleeping in VR, standalone, alone. That's not a social experience. Or like drawing alone in a VR world. It's not an inherently social experience.
But it
Do you
can
agree or
be.
disagree with that?
Just sleeping in VR alone, besides anything else, is not a social experiment, or whatever you said.
Okay, so if that is a possible thing, right? How does this play into your like main world, like the worldview? That's not the word I wanted to use. Your point that VR chat inherently isn't addictive, but the social aspect is. If we can like observe people doing non-social actions in VR consistently and I would argue in a pretty addictive manner.
Wait, what?
I was confusing about that sentence. I'm sorry.
I don't really know what you said.
Sorry, I was sleeping near the entire time you were talking. What?
Okay, so I'll reiterate. So
horrible.
The point that you're making was, I think VR chat is addictive, but it's only the social aspects. And I'm pointing out my counter argument is that we can observe VR chat players do habitual things that are not socializing in VR. Habitual meaning consistent and like repeated.
Let me define when I say socializing real quick.
Alright.
When I say socializing, it means being within a group or being in company of other people.
Yeah.
I have socialized in complete silence before. And, like, I would not say that...
Give me 1 second. I did not realize there was a raid going. I'm so sorry. I just saw a bunch of messages. I didn't see the raid notification. Hi, hello. To catch everybody up, we're talking about VR chat addiction, and the entire meme of this this stream. If you're curious,
if you are curious
here,
Your what?
Is street epistemology. We try to
Twitch.
get to know why people believe certain things. Yeah. That's the long and short of it. I hope to try to build a space for like debate and like open discussion of ideas at some point. If you're interested in that, just you can, yeah, follow, I guess. I don't fucking know. I'm bad at marketing. I should not leave
I'm
them
gonna
waiting
forget
to
what
do
I was
one
talking
now.
about.
Alright, okay. I'm sorry. I needed to welcome the Raiders. Okay. Alrighty, so where
It's
were
like
we?
I have
Where
your
were we?
Twitch
I got
pulled up.
super
I'm watching, to
distracted.
be honest.
I got super distracted there. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
So your socializing definition was being in the presence of other people. I agree with that. I don't disagree with your. We agree on that definition, but the point that I'm posing is that we see people do that in whilst not being around other people. It's a habitual thing that doesn't need a social interaction to do.
I haven't ever ran into anybody just sleeping alone.
I definitely have.
And you have?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you asked around enough, you're gonna find that.
I did it
It's
all
a
the
pretty common
time.
experience, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Then I don't actually know about that aspect.
I mean, that's fair. Would that change your worldview, or?
A little bit. Well, more. It hasn't changed anything. It's not something I would do.
I mean, obviously not.
I mean, I think it falls down to why they play the game. Sorry, I'm butting in, but a lot of people play the game to escape something, and that's how they do it. Regardless of them being alone, it's just for them to disconnect them from reality.
Yeah,
from what they're
the
going through.
escapist
That's the
part
main
of
reason
it
why they do it.
Is
yeah.
Do you think
Of
that
course,
is the
there's,
addictive part, or because
Yeah,
we're
that is
specifically
the
talking
addictive
about
part.
addiction in VR right now?
That is the addictive part because they don't feel the whole reality thing, so that's why they do it. It's just
Yeah,
that,
I think
would
to be
say.
clear, I think to be clear, I think I agree with you. I think that's one part. I think the social aspects and social trappings is another. But to be fair to his point, he was arguing that only the social aspect was, and that's why I was bringing that up.
I never thought about it.
With the whole social aspect, I would say it's partially right. The whole thing is as well. It kind of intertwined with the whole escaping thing, where it's mainly about them not being able to socialize. However, that's what they get on for, but they suck at it. To be blunt, so it's just it goes down to that. It leads to that because they aren't capable of socializing that well. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. That
That's
makes a lot
what
of
I
sense.
think.
Okay.
But I don't really justify it. It's what it is.
Alrighty. I guess I'm gonna ask the same questions to you then. Why do you think people actually stay in the game then, outside of escapism, right? What hooks them and keeps them here?
It's so with VR chat, everything is very fast paced. You meet people, you become very close, and then you lose them in a very fast manner. So it's a constant dopamine intake. That's one of the main reasons as well. You meet someone within an hour, you just become besties, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's
that
how
makes
most
sense.
friendships work here. So they get this constant flow of dopamine that's very fast. So without much effort, they can become besties or become this or become that or get in a new relationship compared to most other ways of socializing.
Okay, that's actually really interesting when you say we can very quickly become besties, right? Do you think that's necessarily? Do you think that's harmful or okay?
It's bad. It's very bad. It's very bad.
Do you want to elaborate?
I think it's very bad. It's bad because it's not easy to read someone because in this game has a bad reputation with a lot of things from underage things to people being genuine weirdos. So you can't really filter it out if you go on a very fast basis. So that's why it's bad, because you can't really know someone, but you've already are attached to them because it's so fast.
Yeah.
You know they're harmful for you, but you are already attached to stage.
Yeah.
fucking
So
2
you
days. Yeah.
to try. I'm gonna try to reiterate just so I make sure I understand.
She's getting on.
So like the how do I word this? So when you're like meeting somebody in VR, you're like very quick to like, oh yes, the friend stage, but you don't know this person. So now they have free license to do potentially harmful things because you're already at that stage of friendship without the like level of knowledge that would protect you.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, so
Like if you need an example, like dating
I'm
in
trying to
real
think
life,
like a counter.
you would have to go on.
Like a counter. Because like
Oh, good.
when I think of like a VR chat relationship, like I'm not sure if like necessarily the very fast-paced thing is specific to VR. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but like maybe I'm wrong.
It's not specific to VR. It's specific to most online games, but VR is a lot worse when it comes to most other games.
Yeah, what
I don't
about
know
VR
if
chat is
you've ever
specifically
played
like
Valorant.
encouraging this like fast-paced form of communication?
Because the way this is, it's basically as if you're in the game, but you're not. So it feels more real than most games because you are in it. However, there's a lot of things protecting you, so you can be more extreme in this game compared to other games.
So do you think that extremity like promotes like this fast-paced form of communication then?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
To try to give like an example to further understand. So let's say like we have like a troll person, right? This person is protected by like anonymity. Walking up to somebody like just trying to rage bait, right? Would this be an example of like the game systems like trying to like speed up like social interaction? Would that be an example of this? Or am I off track?
I mean, I guess it can be. Like, it's not wrong that it is. But what I mean is basically the whole aspect of there's like example there's hectic suits, right, where you can feel phantom sensors. That also is one of the main things where it levels or it makes the thing a lot faster because there's no physical connection between these two people. However, through this option, because it's like it's virtual reality, it feels real to a certain aspect, and you have this whole equipment that you can have to make it feel more realistic. That's the whole issue with it. It's because people try to make this virtual reality into reality with all these other external things. So that's why it's addictive, because it feels real, but it really isn't.
Yeah, I understand that point. I understand that point.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sort of like trying to go down this like the statement of like, all right, VR chat is very fast paced and it encourages like people to like form relationships that are far above what they probably should. What I mean by that is like declaring like a bestie, or after like 2 days of meeting them. So when going down this line, we discussed a couple of things. Firstly, extremity, and it, like I think, and since this game is anonymous, extremity is a thing that exists. What I mean by this is like somebody who's going to express extremely. I think I can agree with you and say that this is something that happens. But I'm not sure to what extent that it affects your social life in VR chat. What I mean by this is, let's say I feel fully comfortable in my skin, like in my virtual skin. My polygons are free, okay? I'm like this trans cat girl with like like a bunch of like I'm making a really extreme example, but you get the point. If I were to go out into the world of the public lobbies, right? Even if this is the case, and I am like wacky wild, right? If anything, would that not just make like a more joking atmosphere rather than like an encouragement of like any social like statements?
Usually, yes, but the thing is, it also falls down to the Democrat of this game. Most people that play this game are very, they aren't always okay mentally. Most of the people that play this game, so they are a lot easier to believe certain things and go with it and stick with it. So they will believe that you are that, and they will idolize you as that.
Okay.
Because for them, it's real. For them, it's real. They can't. Most people that play this game, they can't really separate this and reality. For them, this is their reality.
Do you think
so that's
somebody?
the whole thing with it.
Do you think somebody who is fully immersed is necessarily more mentally ill than somebody who's not?
Hello.
Yeah, for sure. They are.
Okay.
And I think they are.
Hold on.
Do you think it's possible to be immersed within VR chat whilst having a understanding of your outside world?
Here he is. Alright, let me get up.
Yeah, but that depends on your mental state and your mental fortitude.
Yes, I agree.
That makes sense.
So, I guess where my like when you say stuff like, yeah, people who play VR chat are always necessarily 100% immersed. They think this is real. This is real life. I feel like
most of them do.
I think that's true to an extent, but I feel like you're speaking to an extreme that I don't think is fully true. What I mean by this is, like, when I see like a chronically online VR chat player, right? They're on this game 24/7. They see some interactions as real, like this interaction we're having right now is a real interaction. They would take it a step farther and say, oh, these cuddles that I'm doing with these avatars are a real cuddle session. But anything outside of that, I'm not sure if they would say, this is real life.
Okay, so this might seem extreme to you, but it's really not, because it happens a lot. An example is ERPing. It's very popular. Huh?
Yeah, I could be wrong.
No, it's not about being wrong. I don't think it's about being wrong. It's just about being exposed to certain things.
No, I'm just like, I'm open to changing my mind. I've seen a lot of things in this game.
Five people just ran in without being
I'm aware of ERP.
I mostly agree with you. Like people like it's unbelievable that people are that way, but like people genuinely, full-heartedly ERP, thinking that's real.
Yeah, this plays to my point though. This plays to my point though, no?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. But it's
because that's what I'm saying. Like on the extreme end, it would be ERP. This cuddle session's real. This ERP session's real.
But that's extreme for you. But the thing is, that's very common amongst these people.
When I say extreme, I mean somebody who is immersed. I'm not saying it as this is uncommon.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
Like this is like the extreme end of being immersed, right? And I'm agreeing with you that a lot of people are immersed.
Insanity.
But when you say stuff like, oh, they feel like everything is real, that I feel like that is, I wouldn't say harmful, but like I would say it's like
it
reductive.
Is harmful. It's very harmful.
I would say it's reductive.
No, it's harmful because you lose your sense of reality, and then this becomes your life when it shouldn't, because it's just a game at the end of the day. It's not going to feel that void.
How many hours of VR chat do you have?
I have less, like 200, 300 at most, and that's within 10 years of playing this game.
So let's say somebody who has like 5,000 hours, do you think that they are less in touch with reality than somebody who has like maybe 50?
I think it depends on the time span. If it's within, I don't know, 2 years, then that's bad. But if it's within, let's say, since the game came out, then I think that's fine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. So let's say 2 years, 5,000 hours.
Hi, girl.
I think that's still kind of bad. 2 years, that's a lot of
Okay,
hours.
so the question was, do you think they're less in touch with reality than somebody who has less hours?
I mean, usually that would depend on the person, but I would say most likely yes.
Most likely, yes. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
If you're just ignoring the fact that personality or like the person itself matters,
Yeah, on aggregate, it's the average.
Yes.
Yes.
So I guess.
Statistically, yes.
Okay, so this is gonna sound unrelated. I will try to relate it back to this topic. Okay, so do you believe this is true? Yes or no? If a normal person plays VR chat, after a certain period of time, they will be pushed towards like the stereotypes of VR chat. Think your femboys, furries, your e-boys, e-girls. Do you think this is true or not true?
I think it's true, but for me, it really depends on the personality. But it's 99% it's true because I've played this game a lot over the years. For me, it doesn't apply because of how I'm as a person. But with most people that play this game, it's very true. Like, it's very true, I think.
Yeah. So I guess my qualm is like, when you say like they feel it to be real, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so what I mean is, so this, you see my hands are moving, right?
Yeah.
The next step of this is my legs can move. The next step of this is I can feel. And there's more to it. With the new hectic suits you can get, there's a lot more you can add. So what happens is, there's two people that have these. They are quote unquote cuddling. So they feel these things. So they since they feel it happening, you can see expressions because of these a lot better. If you compare this to an FPS game, like if you compare it to an FPS game, what happens is you just hear their voice, but with this, you hear their movement.
Do you think that's a necessarily bad thing?
No, but it depends on the person.
Yeah, so I guess this is sort of like, what I'm trying to poke at here is that you're very negatively loading a lot of these terms. It's like, oh yeah, they feel it to be real, and they're losing touch with reality because they're playing it like a X amount of hours, right? I feel like it only becomes a problem like when it interferes with their everyday life, and I feel like that is a significantly lower portion of the player base than what you make it out to be. Unless we agree on some level here that is the case, but I'm not sure if that's true.
No, I agree with you, but it's a lot more than significant, like less. Most people that play this game are like that.
So you think a majority of the people are like addicted to the point where that they are rejecting some necessary things in life?
Ask Kermit and see what they want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
If you had to stake a claim to how much of the player base is like that, how much do you think it would be?
I'd say like a solid 75 or 80%.
75 to 80%.
Yeah. This is based on my interactions with people over 10 years of playtime.
You're being kidnapped.
Okay, to be clear, we're saying that 75 to 80% are addicted to the point where they're rejecting everyday needs.
I wouldn't say all of their needs, but most of their needs, yes. Like, I've seen people that play this game for 3-4 days without leaving the headset off.
What? Okay.
Like they
yeah,
go to the
I don't know how I can respond to that, because that is To put it in perspective, that's like 40,000 people, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big claim.
And yeah, but it is just once you realize the democrat of the game, it's normal. Most of the people that play this game are like degenerates. Not necessarily that's a bad thing, but it's just most of them are.
Yeah, but that's still a pretty extreme claim. Now it's like, I feel like we should have like some better evidence for that if it's genuinely or
My evidence is what I've experienced.
Yeah, what
with
you've
people.
experienced. What percentage of the game do you think you've experienced?
Hello.
Like VRC is a very
Nice to
large
see you
game.
again.
I mean, I've
to see
played
you.
this game for 10 years. Of course, not everyone is the same,
feel
but
like
I
I
see
should
a
just be
lot.
friends
And
with
then
you at this point.
outside of
We
that,
see
I
each
also
other that
watch
often.
a lot of YouTube videos based on this.
Okay, so what percentage of like the VR chat community do you think you've seen?
Had many people
that's
convert
hard to
today.
answer because most of my some
Yeah,
of my
we actually
friends
had
are
like almost 40,
haven't been on
like
for like 4 or
45
5 years.
at one
It's
point.
I
hard
should
to
note
answer.
that this isn't even relevant to like the strength of his claim.
I've seen
it's
people like
too
wanting
vague.
to join the group,
Even
and I'm
if I
like,
did.
I'll leave that because I'm a moderator now as well, so
Okay.
I don't like.
Is there any
I don't know,
final
like,
questions
if
you
I
have for
should,
me or like
what do we
last
accept
statements?
them if they pop
I don't think I
No,
can.
no.
I don't think there's
If they're
anything I can
18
say.
and up, you can.
Hey,
No, dude.
Okay, let me be clear. I think we A, don't have the stats to prove that.
Let's go.
B, I don't think you've been like engaged anecdotally enough to be able to make that claim. And like, I'm not saying you're wrong.
I mean,
I'm just saying I don't think you have the proof to
Mhm.
say that with 100%
I
certainty.
mean, okay, so if you need proof, just go on YouTube and you can see your proof just for yourself.
I mean, YouTube, like
As I
YouTube.
said, it's-
I don't think YouTube is a great way of like doing that though, because
eating my girlfriend's pussy. I think that's what that
Or it's that or experiencing it. It's
yeah,
that's
okay,
your
but
only
for
options.
YouTube though, you do realize like YouTubers have like a monetary incentive to show you like sensationalist content. No, you agree or disagree with that?
Of course.
You're going to see like the most extreme thing that's on offer, and if the only thing you're viewing is like, I caught this pedophile, I trolled VR chat e-daters, like you're going to think that's like a lot of player base, no? If that's like your only.
So do you know what? Do you know the recent update of this game? What was the recent update about the whole 18+ thing? The
Yeah,
reason
there
for
was
that is because this game
there was a
heavily
there was an uproar of like
heavily suffers from
predatory,
a lot. It happens a lot, a lot. I think that in itself is a sign.
I mean, yeah, but then
Don't you think
you're
so?
also like, that's a completely different claim. Like, somebody being like fucking like sexually degenerate is completely different from the claim that they're like addicted beyond reprimand. Sorry, I shouldn't be using that word.
When
Addicted
someone's
beyond
sexually
belief.
when someone is a sexually degenerate person, that's not their only issue, mental issue. They've got a lot of other issues.
Yeah, I can even agree with you. I can even agree with. Here's the thing. I can agree with you that like a pretty significant amount of the player base are not mentally okay, and that's the reason why I think that is because the incentives that play for why VR chat is so appealing. What I mean by that is people often play VR chat to fill a void. Maybe they're lonely, maybe they don't have many friends in real life, so they see VR chat and they're like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. But what that does is have a demographic of people who are not mentally well. I think I agree with you in that point. But I don't think I can say with confidence that over 50% are chronically addicted. I think maybe moderately. I think you could make that claim. Because like the people I've seen that are like down deep, like 50,000 hours in this game, are they're not mentally well, but they still like have a foot in reality and take care of themselves to the best of their ability. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
You guys are very, very intellectual and intelligent individuals, and my autism is not allowing me to follow this conversation. So
I mean, you just ask questions. Bro, dude, just ask questions. It's okay. I'll be able to explain.
Oh, what just happened?
Something, probably.
I mean, I think it depends on the person, specifically.
Yeah, obviously. A lot of this depends on the people, but we're talking a lot in, like, aggregate. What that means is, like, we're talking about averages.
Yeah.
Like, if a new person were to get on VR chat and, like, play for an extended period of time, let's say 1,000 hours, what is the expected outcome? Right? That, and...
I have over 1,000
or, like, for
hours.
another stuff, it would be, like, if somebody does have a lot of hours, how are they normally, right? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up? I'm looking at
No, they didn't hear you.
So I have over 1,000 hours. I've had my headset for 9 years. I was part of the open beta.
Ah, good for you. Have you been listening to the conversation at all, or like what's the meme here?
Oh no, I haven't listened at all. I just heard that and I was like, oh, I have 1,000 hours of VR chat.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm already way past my schedule. I'm already past my schedule, bro. I'm joking. I had a lovely conversation. It was a lovely conversation. We could continue this.
Likewise.
We can continue this another time. As I said, I'm live right now. My entire goal is to try to like propagate exactly stuff like this. So if you ever have a disagreement with anything I'm saying, feel free to yell at me, have a conversation with me. Okay? I'm open ears. Have a great night.
I got to make his avatar.
Okay, that was a good one. My brain had to work in order for drive. Oh my god, that conversation was like overdrive. Overdrive conversation, man. Genuinely, I think that's the most my brain has worked all month. Which is good, that's good. I think that was very fruitful. What you should be looking forward to in the future? Firstly, I'm trying to do this daily. I want to do conversational analysis. What that means for you guys is trying to get an insight of why I'm asking these questions, or what are some mess ups that I did or the other party did, to all with the end goal of trying to get the most truth out and trying to, I guess, perfect our little system we got here. That's not the best explanation, but yeah. Another thing that y'all should be looking forward to. I'm trying to figure out more like avenues for content. What I mean by that is I don't want to just have autistic conversations on the internet. I want to like provide some relaxation, some brevity to all this, and I'm open to suggestions. Yeah, I don't know. I hope I can do this more. Anyway, I started the raid. Yeah, I hope everybody here has a lovely night. I'll be here Monday. Yeah. Have a great night.